Take this cowboy hat off my eyes. I'm exposed, and it's no big surprise. Don't you think I know exactly where I stream? The world is forcing me to play Malice for the PlayStation 2. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Sharky.
Hello.
Hey, Cass.
Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Welcome to Malice Episode 2. This is hopefully the last episode of the Malice playthrough. It's a short game, folks. The shorter the better for our purposes. Where we last left off, we gave a history on the game's development hell, some might say, and made it about halfway through the game with the 2 hours we had left after that. So with 3 hours, we should be able to hopefully clear this dang thing and put a capper on the story of its tortured development of the Argonaut games story until we have to play Catwoman. And until we have to come back and play Catwoman at some point. That's the real ending to the Argonaut game story, as we know. But I do want to address at the top of the show, Johnny.
Hello.
You were the primary player last time around, and you're not tonight. Why is that?
I don't know. Either I slept funny, or someone hit me in the back of the neck and I didn't feel it at the time. But yeah, I've messed up my neck somehow, and I'm in rigid neck mode. So I have to take the sidelines, but I'll be cheering on from the sidelines.
You know, I was playing Rock A Crime City yesterday for the first time, and when you go to zip tie a guy who hasn't noticed you, you hit them on the back of the head with your gun, and they just do not flinch at all. They just stand there, and when you tell them to put the zip cuffs on, they're like, oh, okay, fine. Like, completely no sell. So maybe that's what happened to you. Maybe Travis Baker was trying to zip tie you, and you didn't hear him say, get on the ground. You're just like, oh, that was weird, and you kept going.
Really trivializes neck injuries, that game. Really trivializes getting butted in the head with a gun as being no big deal.
Yeah, not like that, can potentially kill someone or anything.
No, certainly not. But Charky, you will be primary playing tonight. I will also. I think I have to, as much as I don't want to. I think I got to play at least a little bit of this on stream so I can have a more
feel it out.
Informed opinion when it comes time to settle with this one, when it comes time to give our opinions at the end of the episode. I don't know if people realize that or not, but we give like all our thoughts on the game at the end after we finish the playthrough. Like, we start during the credits and go into the epilogue. We give all our unorganized thoughts on the games, which is honestly my favorite part of the show, where I get to actually like summarize, give some sort of take on what just transpired in the course of however many hours. And I have like
one sentence of me going like, yeah.
Well, this time around, I'm hoping you have something a bit more substantive, since you're going to be playing the more substantive chunk of this game, as it turns out. Speaking of substantive chunks,
sure.
I'm trying to top the worst possible segue to the Stream Stack segment possible. I'm just trying to do it worse and worse every time.
What are you trying to say about how much I weigh?
I meant chunks like throwing up. Stream Snack.
Alright, tonight's stream snack is a gyro from a proper Greek restaurant. It's yummy. It's very filling. It is a significant chunk of food. And our drink is... Let me grab it. Alani Nu Energy Dream Float.
Dream Float?
Yeah, it's the orange creamsicle flavor. And let me give it a taste. I've had it before, but let me give it a taste again. Very, 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 very heavy on the cream. But a noticeably fake flavor. And I think this is coming off of the Orangeade Rockstar I had in the last episode. Not whichever thing we did on Tuesday, Fight Night. That one was like kind of sour, but almost tasted like actual orange. And I can tell now drinking this one, this is a very, very artificial flavor. It's not bad. Maybe not my favorite Alani, but I can barely taste the orange in this. It's like mostly cream.
Now, Johnny, do you have a stream snack? And before you answer, Slime Generator in chat says, Johnny's looking like a stream snack with that fashionable bag. Ooh-wee!
Ooh! Oh my! Thank you. Yeah, I have some feel good cookies, and when I say cookies in the UK, that means like chocolate chip, the crumbly style. So like the most cookie looking cookie you can think of.
Very good. And I'm just cracking open my monster. And then I have a Euro story. There was a time where I lived in proximity of an Arby's, and I would go there on occasion. I would press my luck with moderator in the chat, Magic Meows. We would drive over there, and they'll attest to this story. There was a limited promotion where they were serving up a gyro.
I remember those.
And we tried to order them, and we pronounced it as gyro, and they did not know what the fuck we were talking about. I don't know what a gyro is. We don't have it, and I had to just like, can I get a gyro, please?
Can I get a gyro?
Yeah. Those we have. Those we have in spades. So.
The curse of knowing how to pronounce words.
Yeah.
See, I have an opposite story when I went into a Starbucks in like the early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s, where you could only order with the Italian sizes.
Oh, I fucking hate when they make you do that shit. Just let me say extra large, bitch.
Yeah, that hasn't happened in years, but it did happen to me at least once.
I'm not gonna memorize your stupid made-up fake Italian venti duo grande. It's like, no, let's use normal words here, please.
All right, Loudermilk, calm down.
I'm sorry, those Italians, they just get under my skin. All right, that's the end of the stream snack segment, I take it?
That'll do it.
That will do it. Oh, I forgot to turn the MIDI off. Get a few more of those notes.
Just an aside, I remember back in high school, I'd always wanted to make like a restaurant where all of our menu items had like ridiculously embarrassing names, and company policy was that you were not allowed to understand what the customer was saying unless they said those things. Like, it couldn't be a cheeseburger. If they ask you for a cheeseburger, the employer have to be like, what's a cheese? What? And they have to say, I want the ooey gooey yummy wummy cheesy beezy burger. And they'd be like, okay, I gotcha.
Not much of a business model, unfortunately.
No, it's
funny as it is.
It's more of a social experiment than it is a business model. Which is most of my business ideas.
That's completely fair. Malice time. Now we're done having fun. Now we're done enjoying ourselves. It's time to play a video game and suffer. It's gonna get booted up in a second. Hey, there it is. Again, big ups to Mud Duck Productions for agreeing to publish this game, for bringing it to the world. And Evolved in the EU is the publisher label used. I don't remember if we sat through the intro the first time we played this. So, erring on the side of caution, just letting all these title cards play out again. I think this is the only game that LT Studios got to work on, by the way, them being a subdivision of Argonaut. That and Pong, which they're clearly taking credit for there by that measure of whatever that little graphic was.
Prestigious, though.
Sharky, try controlling.
Okay, let me see. No, nothing.
That's all right. We can quickly troubleshoot this one. Try it now.
Oh. Okay, I seem to have it. Well, let's see. Bring it in.
Video Game King asks, since when did the Pong ball have gravity? Clearly you didn't watch our Painful Pinball episode where we played that Microvision pinball game.
Alright, so Let me check the times. Okay, this one.
The Gloop River Caves.
All right, the sewer level, right?
Yeah. We weren't quite finished here.
Let me see if I can remember. Don't fall in. Got it. Got it, Chief. Got that. That attack. Did triangle do anything? No, not by itself.
No, triangle was like context sensitive input, like activate lever,
Yeah, it's like an
things
action
like that.
button.
Context sensitive.
Oh, I forgot that it's inverted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I
It's
could
inverted.
change that. I could fix that for our prospective players, but I won't.
Oh, you're going to have to put up with it when it's your turn.
I suppose so.
Mm-hmm. So a few extra things I can get into. So one thing I confirmed that I had a suspicion on, the extra like level we got for hitting running out of lives. At one point in that, you pick up, I think, like 4 or 5 of these heart pieces when you complete a section. And I confirmed that yes, if you want to get 100%, you have to do that level, and you only get that level by dying.
Do you have to collect the lanterns every time you die? The 10 lanterns and go to the
That I have
lighthouse?
not. Yeah, that I have not found out.
I am hoping we don't find out.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. A lot of the long plays don't actually die and go there, so it's hard to say. One thing I did also look into, I was curious about, is the Xbox version, which was technically like the lead platform.
Despite
And
releasing later, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the notable differences were it has a different subtitle font. It's I wouldn't call it like Comic Sans. It's more like a hand-drawn, mix-up version of Comic Sans, where you get like a lot of uneven letters.
Where do you think I should go?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I can't get up there, clearly.
I think you're meant to go down, slowly but surely. I think you're meant to work your way down.
Yeah.
Alright, well, the path that I went down was like going up.
And there is a you figured out the first person, because you can't really move the camera up when you're in this view.
Seeing a lot of comments about slime in the chat. Ironically, not from Slime Generator in chat. Tiger Chimera says, I do like the gloop. Always enjoyed slime aesthetics. Pro Striker 92 says, Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah.
And Mulgang asks, does anybody else think that Malice looks kind of like Wendy? I mean, they're both redheads.
Okay, so this is where I start. Oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, Slime says they're too busy making slime right now. They're too busy generating slime, if you will. That's fair.
This next bit is going to be a tad tricky. You see those barrels? Jump on them, ride them down the Gloop River, and find the second switch. Oh, and keep an eye out for hidden items while you're about it.
Oh.
Got all that?
Yeah. Yes. Keep an eye out for hidden items.
Yeah. At least with them using the sewer level aesthetic, they've gone more abstract with it.
Oh, you made a huge mistake, Sharky.
Yeah.
Whew. That was shockingly forgiving. I thought they were gonna put you back to the last static platform you were standing on, but no. Some other differences in the Xbox version. There is a exclusive loading screen icon.
Ooh.
It's an image of Malice's face that slowly goes from black and white, like grayscale, to color. And despite the more powerful hardware, I don't think the game looks that much better. I don't think the texture quality is notably different. The only thing that's really different is the lighting, and the whole game has that early Xbox sheen, the Halo 2 look.
Yeah, that's a downgrade to me. That's a straight downgrade.
Everything, it looks a little plasticky.
I'm trying to figure a way to describe describe how I'm feeling about the controls in general. Maybe not even the controls, but just the game feel.
I got a word for it. Slimy.
Sure. I was going to say that everything feels like it's slow.
Yes.
But in a way that it seems like the game is having trouble catching up to you.
Yeah. Like,
Like,
even
the
if I'm
game-
just... Yeah, go ahead.
Like, the game is half paying attention to your inputs. Like, it'll get it, but it'll be like, oh, what? Jump? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like, even just looking at it being played, it almost looks like it's not running at the right speed. But, again, I'm looking at, again, the lead platform, the Xbox version, and it doesn't seem
Where are you going?
faster or anything. Like,
Back
maybe
up.
a slightly better frame rate, but not much.
You did specifically say go back up, so...
Did you hit the breaky thing on the wall?
Yes, I did. That's when he said
Okay,
go
good.
back up.
God, that glide is so worthless. I can't
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, not only slow in terms of how it's like reading your or reacting to your inputs, but slow just in general. It feels like it's running at the wrong, not the wrong frame rate. It feels like in an NES game when you hit slowdown. It feels like that all the time. Like, I keep thinking, like, oh, I can just glide over there. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
maybe I could, but, like, the show will be over by the time I do that.
Because when it comes to air control, when you're going left and right and steering that way, it's really precise. And then as soon as you want to move forward, it just slows to a crawl.
I would
Oh.
not double jump. The double jump seems super risky. Unless you do it like that.
Ah. Back up there. I feel like I have at least a little bit more control over this when I double jump.
All right, that's fair.
It is a little slower, but
It just gets me so nervous when you're right at the edge. When you jump right to the edge of the barrel.
See, for a sec, I almost thought that was bonus you were going for, because you were jumping right at the spawn point of the barrels there.
You want to know where barrels come from?
the
Okay,
yeah, I could just use that.
there we go. Okay, good. You remember all the power-ups.
I didn't want to. But I was like,
Yeah.
all right, this is getting annoying. I wonder if I actually collected that heart piece that he had, or if I just walked past. Never know, because it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Yep, because there's no going back.
Yeah, and for the most part, it seems like part piece, like,
baby.
collection.
Get on your knees and give
Oh.
praise to the Juju man. I'm the hottest, meanest piece of greatness you ever did see, and the coolest too. Oh,
See, it's not offensive if we put a comical, different accent on it.
just insulting. This is a stinkhole.
Yeah, where are they going for, Elvis?
I think so. I mean, I'll take this over.
The other option?
I got a big hammer and a short attention span. Let's just fight the rodents.
Watch out for the rats, my dear. They're the main threat. Juju Man is nothing without them. I just don't understand.
He's just a political figurehead.
Clearly. Normally, I can detect it.
Oh, he's just straight up doing the Baron Samedi laugh.
He's a coward.
Mouth adolescent. I know who my money's on.
I do like that the options specifically, or the pause menu specifically says this guy is a coward. It's made a direct assessment of this guy.
Game is judging itself.
Now, the Juju man played a more significant role in the PS1 version of this game, in that he seemed to be like a persistent threat throughout the entirety of whatever level, whatever zone he existed in, and he was constantly casting spells on you to transform you into different forms and such. And I wonder how much of that, I wonder if any of that is going to be retained in
Maybe
this
we're gonna beat the
iteration.
3 rats and he's gonna run away. I guess the way I came. Oh wait. I don't remember how they determine how much life you have, because the blue is my
Mana.
stamina.
Yeah, it's supposed to just be the number, but I
But
don't know if
I
I've seen
haven't
it go
been-
down.
Yeah, I've been shot a lot.
One thing I do remember is that
Okay,
you
this is
have
nothing.
iframes for a long time after it hit. Even though you can still get knocked around.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey, there we go. We saw that in the.
Oh. Oh.
We saw that in the prototype
Yep.
footage.
If you
do
get a
your thing.
chance to get transformed again, see like if it controls like a Katamari where you're rolling your head around.
It seemed a little bit like it. The thing was, like, there's not a lot of space to move around here.
I'm starting to wonder if those blasters just don't do damage, if they're just solely for pushing you around.
No, the first shot does damage,
Oh,
and your iframes, you still get
I did
hit.
see a heart.
What? You missed it?
Yeah, the river there. Well, not a river. What am I saying? The stream.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, a
Good
little hard
eye,
to see.
sniper. I'm having to tweak the volume, by the way, because this game bounces from levels that are, like, silent as a rat to levels that are bombastic and loud, and, I want to maintain some consistency in volume, even if the game doesn't.
Man, those were my best dang rats. You done it now, girl. You got me mad. Prepare to experience the true power of the Juju Man.
Running away? That's his power?
Don't knock if it works.
Yeah, it takes a true brave warrior to know when to run away.
Help me! I'm under attack!
No sweat.
I'm
I'm
under fucking attack.
back, Rusty.
No,
You can see the Juju Man is still spinning around. Oh, he just left.
it's in the Juju Man's treasure cave.
What was
He was
that
on screen
exchange?
left. Yeah.
Do try and hurry along. Come on, Chibi.
Malice, help me! Actually, wait, no, not yet.
I'm gonna get killed. Go do something else. God, I forgot how laborious this is. Everything is, it's not hard. It is just laborious.
Yeah.
That is how I feel about most platformers.
So this, right? Not this?
3 keys, and you...
Didn't
Did I
you
not
collect
pick up
3
that-
keys?
I picked up that key that the guy dropped, right?
Press
Leslie,
start.
press... No, there we go.
Well,
Oh,
wrong
Wait.
key.
Oh, they don't even count them on this screen.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to be in the top right box.
But
I
got-
swear you collected 3 keys.
Yeah, there was the one here. All right, well let's backtrack. Keep an eye on chat in case they know something I don't.
Oh, I'm keeping an eye on.
There it is.
Oh. You're gonna miss the
Oh,
heart.
okay.
I saw a heart piece back there too. Not.
There's a heart piece way back there. Like
Yeah,
back
like
back there.
yeah.
I know where it is. Do you want me to go for it? I could go for it.
I feel like we have it in a minute. I feel like it's probably best to get up to at least 10 hearts. See, don't you feel accomplished for that? Don't you feel like so much better
Yeah.
now?
Ooh. Would like to. There we go. You always feel like you're at risk of falling off of something. It's oddly forgiving with like platforms and stuff, with like letting you not fall off of things, but it always feels like something's about to fuck up.
Yeah, the jumping in particular seems devilishly bad. Feels just wildly inconsistent.
It is in a way, but the geometry is weirdly forgiving,
You got 3
so it kind of evens up.
Got no choice.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy. That's all. I'm gonna get my wages docked if you steal anything.
What accent was that supposed to be?
Like
Oh, goodbye.
mobster type.
Did they say any tin though? Don't have any of
Together.
those, mobsters around my parts.
I'll make this quick. It's damaged shield magic. Protects you against all attacks. Press R2 and press the triangle button twice.
Huh? Huh? He really
said
did
it
make
was
it quick.
Now I see it. This creature holds the key we seek. Juju Man must hold a later one. No wonder I was confused.
You and me both, Metal Buddy.
The Mecha Dog won't like the giant defense pillars.
Mecha Dog?
Try hitting the floor switches at just the right moment.
If you're so
Alright.
clever, you come and do it.
Perfect lip syncing there, by the way.
This game really kind of looks like a mess. Like,
You
in terms
don't
of,
say.
like, being clear about what's on the screen, like, this looks so... What's the word? Is it, like, jaggy? Is it, like... It looks almost like...
It's just-
unclear.
It's because, like, the textures are all sufficiently detailed to the point where, like, where you see so many of them, like, the angle, the camera angle doesn't help. Because it means you can see everything on, like, a horizontal plane, so you're being overwhelmed by detail.
Don't think I understand this boss.
You have to hit the switches on the floor.
Yeah, to what end?
Like stands, yeah. They say hit, but they mean stand.
Does he need to be standing right there for that to do anything? Or...
Huh?
No.
Now go hit it, I guess?
I guess you did something right, yeah.
Oh, wait. There we go. And now can I hit him?
Oh, she did.
I think you dilly-dally too long.
Wasn't
I think
a
so,
a T
too.
pose she did? It looked like a H pose. Oh my! Well, no, not a H pose, an M pose, I guess.
Oh, no.
Ah, I was hoping you could land on the pipes.
Oh, God, I realized I didn't save recently. Oh, we might find out what happens.
The pursuit of research, the pursuit of knowledge. Stand on the thing! Stand on the thing!
All right.
Okay, now I'm just really confused.
So why
Because-
does he... Why does
Yeah.
me hitting one of them make him go like, oh, I should stand there?
What
Yeah,
a
I don't
bad
know. Unless
boss.
Unless it's just a coincidence and it's just happens to be happen. Yeah, maybe it's just.
I think it's a coincidence. It just happened twice.
Tiger Chimera says, it feels wrong to have a giant hammer that you don't use for hitting the buttons with.
Yeah, right? Especially when they use the phrase, hit the buttons. Okay. Don't you want to go stand in the center of the screen?
He sure does.
Come on, boy.
Nope.
You did it too
decided against
soon.
it.
Yeah, but why do you?
Now do it. Make sure to collect the hearts.
Okay. I'm not actually attacking this guy.
No. I mean, you only have this giant hammer to hit him with. I mean, that's not going to do anything.
There's also a heal spell if we need it. I don't know
Yes, that's
how
yeah.
effective it is though.
He's not like you're using magic for anything else in this fight.
Yeah, I guess not. Cool.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
It looked
So they
pretty.
did nothing for me.
I don't get that part of the fight.
Stand
Fake
there.
out. He's playing
Just little
mind
tease.
games.
I'll try the heal again while he's doing this pattern.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, there we are. Ah, yes. Usually when the camera does that, that's to
Oh, look.
tell you, like, ah, yes, this.
He has the
He's
attack
doing
that
that-
Mouse is supposed to have with the
Yeah,
hammer.
from the early Xbox preview.
Oh. Okay, is there a... I need a...
Unless we're gonna steal it from him.
I would use the speed up spell to make sure you can run away.
Oh,
I
I
guess
don't
you
have any
can't. You
mana
don't have any
left.
magic, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
trying to find where the mana
it's
is.
some by the gate fin.
Yeah, and it's hard to figure that once, you know, the camera is like this.
One thing probably to notice. we
Yeah,
didn't
where
really
it?
comment
Oh,
on you.
Yeah, me?
Camera.
Where? Okay, so you're asking.
We haven't really commented on the music much, but I'm really not sure what there is to say about it because it's not bad in any noble areas. It's just very like serviceable. It's there.
It's partially is I have the music, all the sound down enough that the music is just not registering to me. And it's mostly so I can hear y'all and focus on y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I
well-
do hear is just like it's in one ear out the other.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you noticed this or not, but there's a key in the center. I'm glad the camera lingered on it long enough for you to get
Long
that
enough
key.
for all the health icons to go away.
Frank Gothic in chat says, I'm still baffled over how they couldn't fit this boss in with the story, so they just dropped it out of nowhere and said, go, Juju Man must have a later key, and stuck it in there anyway. Just to be like, yeah, we don't know, put this boss here. You'll see Juju Man later. We'll deal with that boss fight, later down the line.
Well,
Why'd you have to teleport back here? Weren't you just here?
This might be one of the most obviously pieced, like cobbled together video games I've ever seen.
My dear, what would I do without...
More so than Angel of Darkness, even.
A mangled pile of cogs, Rusty. You wouldn't do anything. What's next?
Malice, you must be strong. Your next quest will take you into the heart of all that is evil. Worse, you are to...
This would be a perfect time for her to tell a joke. Like, what, you Jersey? It's...
There's a key there, and something...
But they didn't have time for jokes in this revision.
With many limbs. You are in grave danger, my dear. Seek out the bird resistance. They can help you, if they are not already prisoners to the crows.
Bird resistance? They're eagles, right? They're
Sure, why not?
Really weedy like sparrows or something. Tell you what, don't answer that. Just let me live in hope for a while.
Don't answer that. Just let me live in hope for a little while.
I'm telling a joke right now. You can tell by my delivery.
It's like she's like a few decibels higher, and she'd be like that NVIDIA AI assistant they were like showing off.
Remember, the last time you dropped here, you got fragged in like 2 seconds. Are you sure you want to do that again?
I still think we need to show expense one of those things just so we have like another co-host.
Show expense $1,000 graphics card just to get that stupid piece of software, use it once, and then be like, all right, that was our choke stream.
Maybe that version of NVIDIA broadcast won't like fucking destroy my audio.
Maybe.
Hello, Chucky. You really know how to turn me on.
A murder
Yeah, it could
of
work.
crows.
Use keyboard.
Oh, look at the wanted poster.
She really looks like a
they're
lemming.
looking for lemmings.
Yeah, yeah, I was about to say. She looks just like a lemon here for some reason.
She looks like she's wearing a
It's
jester's
'cause the
hat. There's a
mouth
little
is,
like
like-
circle at the end of one of her strands of hair, and it makes it look like she's like a court jester.
Her mouth like blends in with just like the texture of the paper.
Timrod says it would probably be cheaper to get a full body 5090 costume made and just have someone wear it pretending to be the AI.
You have come to release our imprisoned brethren and set us free. Malice be praised.
Take a look at my figure, big boy. I ain't mother of nothing. I'll see what I can do about your prisoners, though.
But you are a goddess, though, right? You can recognize, right? That's the point.
Release bird resistance.
She seems so annoyed to have to deal with anyone who like worships her. Which I get. Like, it'd be annoying to be like a god and just be like, oh, praise be unto you, and oh, you're the best. Our life is devoted entirely to you all day long.
Isn't that god in, like, Planescape? Where the god of Sigil, and if you worship her, then that's your, like, one-way ticket to getting sent to Super Hell?
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's been a while since I tried to absorb the story in Planescape Torment.
It's interesting how the iframe thing works. You're invincible for so long, but you can still be knocked around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst.
You can get stun locked, but, like, not take damage.
It's iframes, but not for reactions.
Did he die because... I'm sorry, did that guy die because, like, my animation of me just standing there still had a hurt box on the hammer?
Probably. You're just working your way through all these birds right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back and look for items.
Yep.
Well, we know from that level 1 time, they randomly, on certain levels, put heart pieces in the enemies.
There's some conversation in the chat about the voice acting. Magic Meow says, I gotta say, even though this was not Gwen Stefani, in the end her voice acting is terrible enough that I would still believe it's someone in a band who has never acted in her life. Bloom TLT says, I hope her VA is in other games too. And I can confirm, yes. I don't have the name offhand, but she goes on to play Hermione Granger in some of the Harry Potter games that Argonaut had also worked on. She is a working voice actress. And this is, I'm going to touch on the subject here since you're taking some time to explore. I'm going to take some time to address a YouTube comment. I don't remember who left it, but they left a comment. I'm not, like, railing on them. They said just, like, man, like, this voice acting, this script is just, like, just straight up terrible. Like, you know, they spent so much time and it ended up like this. How do you not just record another take? For some of these takes here that are so, like, flat and dry, where there's no direction in the booth. And my speculative answer to that is, yeah, there was no direction in the booth. Because this script, as we're listening to it, as we're seeing it performed, is not like a real script. This is cobbled together at the last second to explain how these set pieces link to each other, kind of. Right? You know, you can be sure that earlier versions of the game had, like, more clearly written scripts. I mean, the story of this game changed however many times over. Like, originally, Malice was not a goddess. She was like a girl who accidentally awakens a god that goes on to possess the dog, her pet dog, which becomes the dog god. But, like, clearly they didn't have the ability to implement that version of the story. That would have taken too much work. So they just hack this thing together as quickly as possible. So ultimately, by the time they're putting together this version, stringing together the set pieces, they probably had, like, singular days with any given voice actor.
Yeah.
You're lucky to get, like, a couple hours in the booth, and it's just, like, get through these lines as quick as possible. And, you know, we're not particularly proud of how the script reads, but it's purely expository. And so just get through it. Because they had no time and no money.
They're not actually in the box. You break the box and then they appear.
Then they appear, yes.
Yeah. I don't remember the character's name. I like Cog, wise Cog advisor guy. And really, his acting is fine, but he has the most function-based dialogue, where his feels the most of just, we recorded this last when we were stitching stuff together.
He also has the most clearly defined role. If you want to look at this from a direction standpoint, it is easy to tell you, okay, you are the wise machine that is guiding the player on their way. And there's a very singular voice for that, right? You can picture that voice in your head without hearing it in this game. But, you know, what Video Game King is bringing up in chat is actually a good point. Yeah. Another possible compounding factor, Malice's voice actress was born in 1988. This game released in 2004. She would have been 14 or 15 years old during production. An example, next to no prior voice acting experience to draw on. Yeah. And also, like, you know, when you're playing the spunky lead ingenue in a game like this, that's like there is a particular voice for that as well, but it's also entirely dependent on well-written lines.
Yeah, she's definitely supposed to have a, like, disaffected, whatever, I'm too cool for this tone. But it just comes off as a, you know, emotionless line read more often than not.
And it's a tough card to be dealt, a tough hand to be dealt in the position of that voice actress, of everyone involved in this project, really. But, you know, we'll get to more of those thoughts as to, you know, what they could have done different as we near the end.
Well, that didn't last long enough.
Yeah. One thing I noticed is how different this level is from all the other ones. Like, it's all flat. Jumping's been very optional. It's mostly been a combat gauntlet. Even the like progression and even that heart piece spawn was tied to just enemy kills.
Well, I recognize this level.
Breaking the boxes, yeah. Yeah,
it was breaking the boxes.
But still, like, you know, I guess it's kind of combat focused.
No, when I say I recognize the level, I mean from one of the E3
trailers. the one with
this
the
is one where Malice was using the hammer that rolls, like the hammer roller, to defeat the rats. Yeah.
I am curious.
Well, while you sate your curiosity,
Yeah, I'll let you know.
This combat seems fucking boring, Sharky.
Yep. I mean, the secret is that, or to jump over anything they're going to do at you and then do that.
The secret is also to use that power up that buffs your attack strength.
We have to find the answer by ourselves.
Say something nice.
This level's been pretty easy so far.
You're doing a good deed. You're freeing people. It feels nice.
The jumping puzzles are kind of some of the weaker parts of this game in terms of like how they feel to do. So at least I don't have to do that right now. It's a nice reprise.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Not
in
reprise.
Case you,
a nice relief.
It's weird because it's both. It's
Respite.
both a positive, but it could be considered a negative. But like, maybe not in gameplay, but at least aesthetically, there's a decent amount of variety. Like every level feels distinct from each other,
Except for ones that
It's
repeat.
oh yeah, but even then, they at least try to mix those up by like changing what was in them and showing some progression. But I mean, like at least this doesn't feel like we're just going from very samey levels. Like I said, it's a negative.
It's her,
Oh.
the great goddess. Say, dude, I told you she existed, and there's you worshiping that blue hedgehog.
Ha 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 ha!
One, you're a right.
You don't get to do that either. That's
I began to doubt I'd ever see you.
Yeah, well, I've had a few.
You don't see enough people like in Christianity who praise Jesus based on how sexy he is.
Yeah, and his cute ass, yeah.
And stuff, we got a mission to, like, inflate some planes. Blow up. We got to blow up the planes. Dude, that's the same thing, ain't it? Chill out.
You're gonna need my help, right?
You're not kidding. Do me a favor. Take these and blow up the planes. This guy's doing my nut. Hey.
He's yanking my balls.
Tugging on them one by one.
He's grabbing my ghoulies.
Hey, I heard that too. You heard right. Jump or fall too far and, well, I'm not scraping goddess off the walls. Good luck.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein wishes it had dialogue is as good as this.
Hello.
Multiple comments in the chat, one from Ambolgan and one from Video Game King, mentioning how much this game feels like a weird Conker's Bad Fur
Don't
Day
save
knockoff.
over.
And
Don't
yeah,
save over it, Sharky. Just in case
Nope.
anything happens, you do a new save.
Oh yeah, rotate the saves. And yeah,
That's an old save, but okay.
In case we had a catastrophic hardware failure and the stream got lost and we had to replay
Gotcha.
from that point.
fuck it, just put them both together. The hearts. We don't have time.
There's not enough level here to. Tiger Chimera says, if I was a goddess and someone within 1 minute of meeting me called me cute-butted when I'd start destroying the world, honestly, that's the only compliment I would accept from my loyal vassals.
Save state me right here, right now.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Because I don't remember the hotkey.
But yeah,
So I'm holding 6 things of dynamite in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
This is the plunger.
All pilots report to debriefing.
No.
Huh?
Okay. All right, load me up just in case I fucked up something. I'm not confident that I didn't just soft lock myself. I wanted to know if my ass would explode.
You would hope so, but
I'm still not sure what that did exactly.
It's showing me like, oh hey, you needed to put these things on those things. So
I'm just
when I
confused
actually,
but I'm confused why I assume that was the enemy on the Tannoy.
oh,
Why
what
the
guy
why they
was
sending
saying?
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just on like a loop or something because he just said something as I was talking just now.
Yeah, I was confused. It's like, oh, did the plunger, despite not blowing up anything, set off security somehow?
You know, in a real video game, this would be like a stealth section where like the planes are more spread apart, or there's enemies on patrol that you need to weave between. Before you blow this place up, get the heart piece to your left.
Yeah.
And all three of these are.
Yeah, just 1, 2.
It just gave up. This level is just like, fuck it, the level.
Oh, okay, you do have that shadow below, Malice. I couldn't remember if we had that in the first part.
Oh yeah, pretty clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, up, please.
Well, it was tough, Sharky, but you managed to get through it.
Do you think the key is just going to be sitting right in front of me when I get up here?
I hope so.
Like, there you go.
I can see why those birds couldn't do that on their own.
I will say,
all those enemies.
I will say, though, glad they did not put, like, a stealth segment in. I can't imagine with this game's development it would have come out great. And the 6th gen was horrid for, well, we got to have a stealth level, like, at the time.
Now we
but at least it's something. Even if it's bad, it's something.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those games you go back to, and it's just, you'd rather those levels just have been cut.
Sure.
No, I was talking to some people earlier today, because you talking about like this generation being kind of lousy of those, and I was talking to some people earlier today, and they watched this show, so no shade to you for this conversation. I'm just bringing up a point. They said that they felt like the 7th generation was the worst generation. I disagree.
Hard disagree.
But I'm curious what y'all think in that regards. Like, what was the worst console generation?
This current generation.
I would agree with you, actually, that this current generation is
honestly,
my favorite.
yeah. But maybe like a decade ago, I might have agreed, even though... Because it's not even about the specific games, but just how much trouble so many companies had, like, going over to HD, and then a lot of the homogenized design and look that games had for so long, where publishers would just insist of like, yeah, single player doesn't sell, games that don't look like Unreal 3 gritty shit doesn't sell, everything has to be action and bombastic, like, yeah.
I got gloop all over this pal.
What did that sentence mean?
She got gloop all over her pants. Oh!
I got captured.
Oh, I know how that feels.
Maybe this will be the stealth section.
Oh god, actually, yeah.
Do I have my...
Did you see that?
Out of your cell and see if you can find a way through. Find some key cards.
At least you have company in your cell.
If I wanted that to just zoom out for longer and longer.
No,
like, find what? Alright, I'm gonna save over this one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, what happens if you save and then you turn the game off?
What do you mean?
I mean, I guess you'd have to turn the game back on, right?
Yeah, but... Philistines. No Guy Savage demo?
Duh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna guess no. Yeah, Johnny, I hate to say it, I'm gonna guess no.
I should have made the joke about the, like the torture sequence barn mashing, but, you could go with the obscure ones. That's how we get the big numbers.
I wonder if I had to use that speed up there, or if the fan would have just gone off eventually.
I mean, that seemed... It made sense to me. Actually, I have a different answer for worst console generation, because, I could say that this is the worst console generation, and I'd be right, just because it's so unspectacular.
7th gen is PlayStation 3, Xbox 360,
yes,
Wii.
Correct.
This would be 6th generation.
Yeah, no, I'm saying... I meant to say current generation, as in like PS5 and Xbox One, just because everything's so fucking boring and homogenized now, like you said. But in my heart, the answer is the SNES generation, the 16-bit generation.
It's disgusting.
Like, my reason isn't for, I think, this current generation, which I believe is the 9th, if I'm right, generation being the worst thus far, is hardware. It all comes down to hardware. Like, I think this generation happened too soon. I think it needed more time in the oven. I don't know what Xbox was thinking of the Xbox Series S. I think that is like, hey.
Do they? Heck. Too busy sitting around playing video games. I shouldn't wonder. Take this. I'll never fly again.
I wanted to hear this dude's performance. I wanted to hear him deliver the line about us being too busy playing video games. Sorry. Good of him to give us a heart piece, though.
This place is crawling with guards. Don't run, or they'll hear you. Walking quietly should do the trick.
Well, fuck me, I was wrong.
The security camera screens, too.
Anyway, to finish my thought, I don't know what Xbox was thinking with the Series S. The Switch is the worst piece of hardware I think Nintendo has put out. I know you're thinking it, and I know.
Do not have the correct key card to open.
I think the Switch is the worst piece of hardware Nintendo's put out. Magic Meow said Sharky, Xbox 360, and PS3 games ran at like 20 frames per second. One, not all of them, and two, I think those two consoles had more games to make up for some of those deficiencies. They had more interesting games. Like at a point, there are more interesting games that were on those consoles, more adventurous. Well, at least I shut off these, so this is less of an issue now.
Like how they just send you right back to the cell that you broke out of initially. Like, let's not change anything here. Let's not put you in a different cell. Let's not restrain you anymore or do anything.
Actually, I should go this way.
We'll just trust that you learned your lesson this time.
Alright, so...
See, in some ways, I think as a portable system, I think the Switch actually is not very good.
To open the door.
But like as a home system, it's fine. But like actually holding the thing, I find really painful. And I don't, part of that's my, I have issues with my right arm.
Good, I know exactly where I am.
Okay, you can cycle between other cameras. Video Game King, anyone going to mention the N64 DD? No, why would you? Why? It's an accessory. It's a hardware add-on. We're going to mention the 32X and the Sega CD Next as if they're like part of their own console generation.
Now, I thought he was running away from me. I'm going to have to ask you for a favor just to speed this along. Next time I get out of that cell, just drop a quick save or something.
Yes.
Thank you.
Alright, I know you're nearing it.
Yeah, let me just... Okay, so when I looked at the camera, I thought
for fuck's sake!
Remember, you can't run. They hear you. Even though you don't make any...
He definitely saw me, though.
Yeah. But...
Also, what is the difference between run and walk in terms of, like, how much I need to push the stick? Actually, it is fairly... Like,
at least it's brisk.
Is this good?
I'm going to assume
yes.
Is
this good?
I'm going to assume anything that isn't full tilt is probably going to be good enough.
Let's try that again. Open the door. I'm just going to stand here for a sec.
Yes, scan the door. Okay. Now I'm going to save state here. Alright,
now let's see. Now I have to figure out... Because he was running towards this way, and I thought that this was...
Oh yeah, the perspective on that is confusing.
Okay.
Like, trying to figure out where that camera actually is in a space you haven't been in yet.
Okay, so I get this. And let's see, when he runs away, which way is he going? This way, okay. The camera's really gonna do a number on me here. Shh, you don't see me.
I really don't.
I really thought he did, because I saw him turn his head and I got...
Do I need the camera for that? He's right next to me. Uh-oh. I guess that's why I needed the camera.
This
yeah.
stinks.
I mean, that was a sign that they might have quite limited vision range, though. Because he didn't notice you until you got a little closer, yeah.
I don't need to use the camera for this. I just need to wait till he comes this way. Right, he's gonna come this way. Okay.
Oh yeah, Magic Mouse bring up the Switch stuff and mentions, I think the quality of the games will save the Switch, because Dread is one of my favorite Metro games. And yeah, like, My
Like,
issues
they're-
with the Switch, it really feels like the software is really what saved it.
There are good games on the Switch. The Switch has, I mean, it has a bloated library, but it has a good library. But the hardware is so bad.
Yeah, that's ultimately, the two things you can talk about when it comes to console generation. And I want to put a nice little linchpin on this subject because it's distracting from this incredible game that we could be talking about instead. Is that, there's two ways to define a console generation, whether it's successful or not, and that's the quality of the software and the quality of the hardware. And obviously there's an interplay between those two. Obviously the two are concomitant.
It should get you into the room where your stuff is. Probably unlock your cell too, if you're lucky. To be honest, I'm glad to get rid of it. I've had to hide it in quite a personal place, if you get what I mean. Probably best if you don't put it too near your mouth.
Ew!
Just be grateful, Malice.
That's an ew with two U's in it.
And they gave you a heart, too. They gave you their heart. That's so sweet of them.
That's how you know she's really disgusting. They have wanted posters for her in the prison that she's locked up in.
Is this my cell? No.
Okay, so yeah, ultimately, like, just to...
This is not my beautiful cell.
To put a pin on that point, yeah, I mean, you could say, you can have your reasons for hating a given console or generation. Obviously, there will be good games on bad platforms, and bad games on good platforms, and it's all very subjective, and there's no objective measurement here that anyone in the chat or any of us are going to, like, provide here that wins the argument, so maybe don't argue about it. But for reference, the SNES is the worst console of all time. Objectively, it's a fact.
Can you drop me a save right here, quick?
Yes, I sure can. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, I hope that is enough time. But I have enough time. Ooh, I think I might have timed this badly. No, I can just get in here. Okay. Alright.
Tiger Chimera asking, should we instead compare this war level to Conker's war level? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if that's what it is. I never played Conker's Bad Fur Day, personally.
Me neither. Never had a expansion pack as a kid. Also, parents probably would definitely not have let me rent that game.
I feel like I should play, not because I'm gonna enjoy it or anything, but I should play it just to know what it is. You know what I mean?
Your hammer.
Thank God, it's over.
Man, this is just like the bunker level in GoldenEye 007, where you have to open the safe to get your PP7 back.
I thought he spawned in the room with me.
Yeah, I thought so
just turned his
too,
alarm
based on the
off.
camera, but
You have your hammer back. Now you should help you escape.
Maybe
I
you
could have
turned-
seen that going on for like significantly longer.
Yeah. Well, maybe you turned at least the siren part of the alarm off. Oh no, there it is. It's coming back every so often.
it's part of the soundtrack.
Good.
Oh, you max out at 11 hearts now. We made it double digits.
Yeah.
I mean, technically we made double digits at 10.
Yeah, that's true enough. I never
So,
was a
what's
numbers
left in here?
gal. It's
I mean, we've been here. I guess just back to the start.
yeah, why
It's
not?
probably the vent where the fan, I guess.
Yes, but the fans never really stopped me before because I just walked.
Oh, you never went
There
through
was
that
a-
door before, did you?
Oh. Watch
Yeah,
out
I don't
of
have the key. Oh, now I have the key card for it.
There's a crow in there though, watch out.
I think these enemies will guide you to the way you need to go. Let's go where there's crows.
I still really don't like the noise she makes when she gets the hearts. It sounds so distressing.
Ah, new spell. Give it.
Stealth spell. This will help you in stealth sections to come, Malice.
Ah, cool. Oh God, crack my neck.
Hey, am I like totally stoked or what?
Slow magic.
I like she said that as a legit question. That
I
wasn't
don't know.
rhetorical.
Am I stoked? Can someone tell me if I'm stoked or not?
It's so hard to see the enemies in this with this filter.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this goes on for too long.
This is the Faustine bargain you signed for slow motion.
I can't attack them while they're in this stun animation. The stun animation just keeps going.
Wow, that's really poorly realized.
I'm also just going to assume I could have easily not have used that and beat them anyway. Wait, this is the wrong... There it is.
Oh, Magic Meow says, I have no idea how I 100% DK64 as a child. You probably didn't, because one of the rainbow coins was hidden in a random butt stomp area that people didn't find until like 5 years ago. Sorry to burst your bubble there.
Immediately.
But yeah, I think people had to reverse engineer the game and look at like memory values to find that one. Sorry, I couldn't help bringing that up.
It's
against this hideous mutaton.
Oh, I'll need to use my hammer against this guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, half the bosses haven't required it, have they?
Yeah. Gotta hit him hard, though. I still don't know what that pose is supposed to be.
Chef Chelios asking, so no doubt Gwen Stefani were attached to this game at one point, right? Yes, watch the first episode of this playthrough. Watch the history section. We get into all the details of that. For anyone watching at home, this goes doubly for you. If you decide to jump into this playthrough at episode 2, please watch the first episode. Frank Gothic saying Johnny playing Cass's role for a moment. Well, I never. When have I ever been a pedantic fuck? When have I ever been obnoxious and imprecise with details to the point of irritating everyone? Couldn't be me.
I wonder if this fight had a gimmick.
At one point in development, maybe.
Yeah. Or if it does have a gimmick right now and I'm just ignoring it.
This is... Ooh, sorry. Oh. I'm hitting puberty again. I'm actually looking at this. It's not easy to get a good look, but I'm looking at the design of this thing, and it is surprisingly gross for the style of this game. It's got some like Silent Hill 1 looks to it. There's a lot of like extra mouths on the body.
It's losing body parts too.
Yeah, all we need are some dentist drills going off in the soundtrack, and it's be a proper Silent Hill fight.
See, now he's not taking damage.
That is my favorite song in that original game soundtrack, by the way, is the one that uses dentist drills and is just like so viscerally unpleasant to listen to. I listen to that, I'm like, it's a fucking jam right there.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Silent Hill 1 OST fucks hard in a way none of the others do.
It's true. That game fucks hard in general in a way that none of the others quite recaptured for me, personally.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 1, still my favorite Silent Hill.
I'm still wondering if this green glow thing means he's invincible.
I think it does, and I don't know how to make him not.
Do you need to use slow magic on them, potentially? Because you just...
Sure. Let's bring
Maybe
the
you just need to give
in.
it a breather. Maybe you need to not be constantly whacking it.
That was working for a while.
Yeah. We made those zombie models. We gotta use them more than once.
Frank Gothic saying, for the record, love you, Cass, never change. I never will. It's too late for me to change, for better or for worse. I am what I am. Lilatchu? I'm sorry, I'm never gonna get names right.
Lilat Europe?
Says, someone else said this was like a Souls-like boss. Lilatchu said, maybe set pieces like this guy, if you can call it that, are what they wanted for this game, but then the game never got made. The game they wanted to make, they couldn't make. I mean, yeah, almost certainly.
Do the thing, spawn the zombies. There we go. And now I can hit you once.
God, they really drag these boss fights out.
You don't get to see it much, but the right side of the face of this thing looks real messed up.
Guess that didn't count.
It really It's probably the most I've seen in the game where it feels like this was from just a very different version of this game.
To that point, Slime Generator is saying this level looks like it did get more direction than the other levels in the game. It had like multiple set pieces and shit. Darky, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Is he just not taking damage anymore, even after he's summoning the zombies?
Let's give it one more, and then we'll know.
I'm going to guess that this level as a whole was probably the closest to being a complete thing. I mean, it's one of the levels that featured in the pressers and in the trailers. And
what am I taking damage from at this point?
That's a good question. Those is probably like a big level for them to like to demonstrate, to showcase and stuff. Then obviously scale it down.
Yeah, he's not getting that lighting effect anymore when he's summoning or post-summon.
Yeah, I think the zombies are just summoning themselves at this point. And I'm taking... I
have a theory.
I did a hit on him.
I have a theory. It's the zombies not telefragging you, but damaging you. Because when it happens, there's like a little bit of a small particle effect from their like summon spell.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And but also because they're like spawning where you are, it hurts you. But then the game deletes them because it's like, well, we can't spawn an enemy in the player.
Okay, just walk over there.
Run to your mark. Hit your mark before you die.
Speaking of,
I like the journal updated to let you know.
No.
No.
No, I must have threw all the keycards away.
No, don't focus on Malice.
I don't even know what happened there.
Hey, Cass.
Yeah.
It's your turn to play.
Is it?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Okay, yeah.
If not now, then when?
Fair is fair.
Oh, do me a favor, though. Before you continue, save. Thank you.
Well, you don't want to do that ever again? You don't want to replay those levels? I'm still keeping the Gloop River or whatever it is intact, just in case we need it.
Just in case.
Alright, inverted cameras. Come to grips with that. Need another key.
I've made you a little something by way of a thank you for all your hard work. Use it just like your hammer, and it will cut all your enemies down like so much chaff. I think you'll find it has a very pleasing action. I call it the quantum tuning fork.
Wow, cutlery.
Oh boy, another new weapon that's going to be functionally identical to the one we're already using, huh? Or maybe not, who knows? Oh, right, other way. Get used to the controls as I make my way on over here.
I do hope you like the fork, my dear. I made it all by myself. Why don't you test it out by giving that awful Juju fellow a jolly good seeing to? This time...
Developed in Europe, by the way, this game. It's a
yeah.
That guy's butt is so mine.
A lot of talk about butts in this episode. Trying to counteract the spinning by... Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The speed up is too hard to control anyway, so that is the better option.
Earth Forest, as we look at this floating, completely unearth-like region floating in the sky.
Hi, she's back.
Oh no.
She's got a fork. I like the look. I don't know. I sort of like the hammer, you know? Give her a kind of quiet authority.
Plus, it was on the cover to the game, so...
Oh,
You think we'd have stuck with that for a little while longer?
since we did such a good job blowing up all those planes, yeah, we gotta like find some bits of like bombs and stuff like
These characters
Then we
feel
gotta,
the
like,
most
blow up
written
this
by an English
new
person
force field
to
thing
me.
so that, you know, the prisoners can escape and stuff. It's gonna be a blast. Except we can't find the bits. So
Life is like a box of chocolates. That's all I can hear as I listen to these
Yeah.
voices.
yeah,
I was getting a bit of that, and
do it
Fry's
and we could take all the credit.
quote Grandpa from
I like your
Futurama
attitude. What have I got?
when they like go back to the
Example. Just find 3
was it the
bomb parts
50s?
and take them to Exploding Ed. He's
And he works in the military base, which that was probably a
take out the force field.
Forrest Gump reference anyway.
Ourselves, only we'd get killed.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse you, princess.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're excused.
Fuck.
Yeah, great
off.
start.
What's that?
Okay, so the pro tip is you hold R2 and press triangle, and that's the shield.
Yeah.
It's specifically the anti-bullet shield.
Yes, yeah.
But
Oh,
that's
triangle's not
only
the
one.
attack button. It's circle, right? Yeah.
Square,
And square.
yeah, square and circle.
Square is your light attack. Circle is your AOE.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, got a new
Yeah, we got a fancy new AOE.
yeah.
Oh,
And you got
Oh,
some
you've got
ropes.
those
fuses
I
for
thought-
the bombs.
I thought those David Draymond's like chin piercings.
Wah!
It'd be era appropriate before you got rid of them.
Don't stop interrupting me while I'm trying to kill you.
Honestly, that attack, the main swing, you can stun lock most enemies with it.
All right, so we got to work our way back up. Clearly. Wait. Oh, I see. I got it. All right, I'm figuring it out. I remember how to platform. How do you do the glide move, by the way?
So in the air, you hold L2 and press X once.
Okay. Didn't work for me, but...
Oh, sorry, R2.
Oh, yes. Okay, just in
Yeah,
case I need it.
Yeah, all the spells are on
R2.
R2. Yeah. I think is either L1 or L2 is put the camera behind Malice's back.
Ooh.
And then one of the buttons is just unused.
TNT, I'm dynamite.
You know the messed up thing about that song?
What?
TNT isn't dynamite.
It's true.
They're very different, apparently.
Makes you think. Here we are. Can you bust these open, or what's the purpose of these? Are these just scenery?
These look like just scenery.
Alrighty.
Hey, you called Exploding Ed?
Exploding's the name, devastation's the game.
Could you do something with this stuff?
I could balance it on my beak, but if you want a bomb, you're gonna need more than that.
I didn't see any other places where they could have had more bomb parts behind us.
Yeah, unless, well, can you get past these two?
Let me just take a look around. Doesn't help that it's inverted, I'll tell you that much for free. It couldn't be like in the bunker, could it? Like I'd have to like...
I think it might just be you go further past these two.
If they
and
let
there's
me.
more. Yeah.
Oh!
Can we give the cast controls and what happens? Can't even stay in bounds? I never.
Okay, couldn't replicate it right away, but good to know.
Yeah.
My passive activated, so... I think Sharky stepped away for a minute. I think they put the controller down. They're just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yep, that's pretty much right. It sounds like I missed something, though.
Just a little bit. I'm just gonna tank the damage here. I don't feel like waiting.
You have you do have a spell that just negates damage, period, but it takes a lot of your magic. And the reason I don't use a lot of the magic is because, like, I just don't know when there's gonna be, like, a thing where I need it for, like that.
Mm-hmm.
If only my kingdom for my rewind button right now, I tell you what, just to... Fuck it. This is the invincibility one, I imagine.
Yes. Now that one's like you're gonna need to use your projectile.
Yep.
There you go.
There's no such thing as a
And that
second
cancels
chance.
that projectile.
Oh, bad news, Cass. We gotta stop using rewind redeem.
I'm in hell.
Well, no, you'll be in hell after you take like 6 more points of damage.
Okay.
Don't
We
try
have
and
to find
do
the
that.
answer by ourselves.
Say something nice.
What was that?
I'm at a loss. Well,
You already do, at least when they're not repeating them a variety of environments.
yeah, I think we've done that like 3 times so far in total.
Oh, I think I have everything for the bomb.
They never say something uniquely nice. And I'll do it.
Not something nice, but I hate the hit sounds on this new weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It's very underwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, weirdly less impact than the hammer.
I'm just amazed they got rid of the hammers. Like, hey, we built all like the marketing, you know, the cover of the game features this one weapon, so let's only use it for like 1/3 of the game, a cool maybe like quarter of the game.
I wonder if there was supposed to be weapon swapping, maybe at some point, instead of just this like linear upgrade.
Okay, I gave him the bomb pieces.
There's your bomb.
You had to wait for them to make them.
Worker,
Yeah, in real time.
Yeah.
generator. It's a blot on the landscape.
Handball Gang says I should copy what they said, female protagonist in an action game. I mean, sure. I'm happy to play as lady in a game. In fact, I prefer playing as ladies in games. In fact, when the game doesn't let me play as a lady, that's a big mark against it for me. So there is that. Oh, I guess this isn't the generator. I guess this is the generator. Oh, I like how they use the out of thing for the timer. That's so low rent. They couldn't just hack together like an actual timer for it. This bomb has 5 out of 4 seconds left. 4 out of 4 seconds left. 3 out of 4 seconds left.
There's enemies spawn, right? Is that what you blew up? Is that a level exit?
I would assume so. It is a black void, and that usually means
Yeah, I just want to see, because they're doing all these spawns, but can you just peace and
no.
Oh no.
You have to do all the work around here. Ah, fuck off. Which power up is the weapon strength one? Is that R and circle? Yes. Okay, no one else is spawning in, so I'm assuming that that's the all clear.
I think with the music still going, I'm gonna say no.
That's a cool trick I just did.
Yeah. I mean, we said in the first episode, I think Sharky highlighted that the platforming lets you get away with some interesting jumps and like climbing up the geometry and stuff. Remember, if you're ever stuck, you can press R1 and see exactly what it wants you to do.
To the deactivated force field.
See. Oh, there's a guy.
Thanks.
You know, I think that box was put there solely for, oh, the player doesn't have magic, and the projectiles are gonna screw them over if we don't put something here.
Better safe than sorry.
It's a thing I learnt from the Halo 3 making of DVD. They came with like special editions of the game. They have like an artist and a level designer next to each other. And the artist talks about how it's frustrating where they make, they start building out level geometry, and then a level designer comes in and just starts putting boxes and crates everywhere. and then the artist has to like make it into like, like world building, make sense space. Because they think art way, and the designer's thinking like a Lego set, So yeah, I recognize when you see stuff like that now. Yeah,
making of featurettes always a good idea to watch and listen to those.
Yeah.
So if you kill that guy, will that deactivate the thing?
Hopefully.
See the last one.
I also like how much the sound clips when that guy shoots at you.
There you go.
I'm not going to count as to say something nice, but I do like it. What is going on? Oh, right, the book that sometimes shows up.
Red pages.
Like, it's the title screen, and we saw this book when we met the witch, and I think that's been it so far.
So wasn't the point to deactivate the force field, and that's the one thing we haven't done here?
No, check the book. Oh, I bet the spell will have something to do with it.
Nope, just get rid of that pedestal.
PC these days, but you've got a real gift. Here is the final and most powerful magic, nuke.
Wait, what did he say?
Use it wisely.
That
bombing isn't very PC these days.
Press R2 and press the circle button twice.
I guess he's not wrong.
And cut.
Thanks a lot, Ted.
Alright, so now we have nuke magic, for whatever that's worth. PC isn't politically correct. Bombing isn't PC these days. What? Ammo game. Yeah, they're saying it's probably a joke about, like, the London subway bombings.
Save.
Oh, good plan. Which is, a very, like, tasteful joke to make. As long as you acknowledge that you're making a tasteless joke, then that undoes the tastelessness of it.
Also, I'm noticing this area is called Earth Forest. I wonder if this is supposed to be that first level, like, turned evil.
Yeah,
if that's what they're going for.
Strange.
Like, this was the forest, but then Dog God got here and burned it down.
All right, 2005 bombings, as people in chat are pointing out to me. There's been other bombings. I mean, there's also, like, IRA antics that were happening.
Generally, there's always a lot of bombings.
Yeah, like my jokes. Waka waka. Folks, I'll be here all week. Try the fish. Rocks do not count as projectiles. Oh, I am dreading this.
Cass, do you want to hand it over to me, or do you want to try it?
I'm gonna try it.
I'm just loving, there's a heart piece on top of that, like, what's those called? A pillbox? No, the thing is, it keeps disappearing. So, 180 the camera. See?
Oh. Yeah, I did see it for, like, a frame.
It's a mirage.
You'll see it again when you get close to it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
What's the worst that could happen? I lose a point of health. It sends me back to here.
Nice.
I mean, I should have seen that coming. That's on me.
Yeah. But again,
now what I can't see are the platforms underneath my feet because of this fucking Gaussian blur effect on the shield, so it's making the platforming that much more difficult. Now after we get shot in the fucking back.
Yeah, and the shadow, like the landing shadow, comes in like quite late. At least it's there though.
There you go.
Yeah.
And my reward. More of this shit. And yeah, I totally missed the heart piece at the top.
Yeah, there it is. It wasn't... by the way, I could not see it at all when you were, like, right next to it. I was looking.
Yeah.
Alley-oop. I bet there's gonna be another thing that shoots at me.
Yep. Let's just go forward, feel ahead, see if it... No. There's that guy, but he didn't get to you in time.
Yeah.
You know what power up they haven't given us? Like a ranged attack. Something where we can go into first person and like shoot like a beam of energy, so we can just deal with like enemies from afar. Maybe that's Nuke. Maybe I try out Nuke.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, that was useless.
That's pretty much what I thought it was going to be.
For a hot second, I just thought the attack completely got interrupted and didn't work.
Me too.
Okay, 2 ways with which I can go. I can go up.
I would probably focus on up.
Where does this lead anyway? Those might just be to refill our magic if we needed. If we wanted to, I should say.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it got mentioned in the first part a little bit, but yeah, the game is at least seems really forgiving if you fall off of platforms. You know, they don't just end level there. They always spawn you very close to where you fell off.
I want to try and juke the bullets, but didn't go fully according to plan. Okay, what do I...
Use triangle.
Yeah, but there's no button prompt on the screen, so you must be missing something.
Yeah, I think I gotta go back. I think this is where the level ends, ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I may have skipped a step or two. Alright. I suppose I'll try this away.
There's also, the way that you were heading up, like there was more path back there.
Was there?
Yeah, there was
there's a crow blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another potential.
Wait. No, look at this shit though.
And another one.
So, you know what? I bet you get a red key card, and then you go to all those things.
Yeah.
And
if only it wasn't
wonder if that
full-on
one
magic.
crow enemy was holding. Don't try that one.
These must be the things that come down when you actually activate the... Ugh. Find 2 key cards held by crow sergeants to adjust the bridge to allow Malice to reach the Juju man.
They are being held on enemies. Okay. You're full of magic, so don't bother. I mean, there's another way you could have... Nope.
Goodbye, Crow World.
Alright, you're... here.
You know, as long as I'm all the way back here, I'm gonna go get that stupid heart piece.
Yeah, you could probably glide over there.
Yep.
But maybe. With this glide.
At least the glide doesn't take magic.
What is... I do
like,
not know what is up with...
it.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. I do not know what's up with the pop-in for that particular heart, though.
It's like Sonic Frontiers level of pop-in.
Let me in, let me in.
I mean, there is a guy in there who's going to shoot at you the moment you try to leave.
Unless I do this.
I bet that doesn't do anything.
I bet that does absolutely nothing. I bet I just wasted my magic.
It's so underwhelming. It makes so... Like, after you activate it, it makes no sound.
That you're going backwards.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I missed anything this way, because at this point I'm plumb out of ideas.
Out.
Yeah, the glide does have a delay on the activation, so you need to do it a lot earlier than you...
By the way, I do want to ask you, now that you've had hands-on for a bit, how are you feeling about these controls in terms of, like, what words would you use to describe how this feels to
This doesn't feel any different from any other 3D platformer, to be honestly. I say that, I know it sounds contrarian. Let me explain myself here. I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel great. I don't have a really great purchase on, or idea of, like, how far my jumps are gonna go. And it definitely feels like there's, like, some delay. I don't love the attacks. I mean, everything it does strays from that one-to-one that I strive for.
I mean, surely you can tell that this is slower than average, though, right?
No, all
like,
platformers
on
really feel
average.
slow to me. I really don't see any meaningful differences between the controls here and the
Alright.
controls in, like, a Donkey Kong 64 or what have you, or a Banjo-Kazooie. Like,
How
beyond,
about
like, the
the-
mechanics, beyond, like, the powers that you have, obviously.
How about the camera, though? What do you think of the camera?
The camera's not great. you know, it's good that you can do the first person. It's essential that you can do the first person for me. I do see an enemy down there. I'm just going to go for...
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, speed of camera.
I've had worse.
I mean, believable, yes.
Yeah. Like, yeah, at least you can rotate it.
I mean, that feels fast enough.
I don't know if you've... Okay, so it's not so much the speed of the camera once it gets moving, it's the immediacy of it. That it feels like it is... It feels delayed.
Yes,
sure, it takes like a few frames to wind up. There's an acceleration factor to it. I'll grant you that, sure.
Yeah. And then there's the weird, like, momentum it has once you stop moving the camera. I think that's the worst part of the camera for me.
It's not the end of the world for me. I
know. I mean, I'm not saying that this is how the game dies. I'm saying that it's not good.
I mean, like, my honest take is that it's just not spectacularly bad. Is that I look at this camera and it's like the least of, like, it's something I would not even flag myself. If you didn't tell me that this was a camera that was lacking, I do not have the means to discern, like, what makes this camera worse than other functional cameras I have used in other 3D platformers. Which is why I don't typically play the 3D platformers on this show.
You're now going the wrong way.
Oh, god damn it, you're right. How many keycards do I have?
I think you have both of them. Won't show you here, but I think you have both.
It's so inconsistent because at some points in the first stream, it did show you per level collectibles on that screen. That the level with the toilet, and you were picking up the... I forget what they were. They were goldfins you were picking up. They were being counted on there.
Yeah, you're gonna want to go back to the things that you couldn't use before.
Yeah, I get that, but so I was going the right way.
No, down there is not the right way.
This is the other reason I hate 3D platforms, by the way. I hate 3D space like this. I get lost in the shit so easily.
How do you like moving through the real world?
I don't, because I have no depth perceptions. And I'm constantly bumping into stuff. So, you know. But at least most of it is flat. I don't have to jump from place to place. I'm not usually traveling around in circles. There are, like, up spirals, as game levels are designed in video games to be. So, you know, I have those advantages working for me.
Okay, so yes, that we were right about how this section progresses.
I don't know, like, I feel like, you know, when I talk about, like, my dislike of platformers, and, you know, obviously some of it is, I understand the appeal of a platformer. I'm not, like, completely heartless. I understand that there's, you know, a place for these games and an audience who loves them, who flocks to them. And, you know, it's all things are personal taste, obviously, but, like, I do feel like a doofus when I'm playing this right now, and I could not, on my own, tell you what makes this any better or worse than, like, any other one I've played. My genre literacy, my ability to be a critic completely falls apart for games like this, where they all just feel like slogs to me, where they all just feel interminably, and I don't like the controls in any of them. So, like, again, with that in mind, I'm landing on platforms. I'm controlling the game. I picked it up relatively quickly, right?
I will. That's the thing that I'm going to say once we get close to the end, is that this isn't hard to control, but it's laborious to control in a way that is on the worst end of 3D platformers.
I don't love how the camera went from free to static here in the middle of a jump as I was transitioning between platforms, and how if I wanted to go that way, it would be complicated by the fact that the camera is forced in this direction. Right?
Yeah, there are smoother ways to transition from free
I'm
to
going to
fixed
fall off
cameras.
and hope it spawns me back up there.
Yes, it did.
Oh, this fucks with me. This perspective...
You want me to do it?
No, I gotta overcome... Yeah, I can see how this is terrible. I can see how this specific moment here is just objectively bad in the way that it's laid out. I'm just gonna cheat it by doing this.
No, you're not gonna... Oh, wait.
Oh,
yeah, no,
I didn't realize there was a ledge there.
Yeah, because of the... Yeah, now you're feeling it. But yeah, because of the like heat haze and depth of field stuff they're doing there, for a while I could not tell that was a landable spot either.
Just in case he has projectiles.
No, wrong one.
No.
No, I didn't remember he was a projectile or a melee enemy, so I'm just like, fuck it, better safe than sorry. And I saw the magic pieces up there anyway, so.
You know, I did not even think that was the way forward.
Oh, yeah, no, I would assume this going...
You've met this cowardly fella before, but he seems to have gained some extra powers.
Did we?
Who is this?
Hey, Skullboy. You seen a kind of juju freak anywhere around here? My fort's...
Who is this?
I'll take... Well, Ray says we've met him before.
Say you don't recognize me, girlfriend.
Wait, so this is just...
Like,
they just repurposed a different boss?
Don't want to just...
Oh, gee, yeah, they did.
Thing is so last season.
Laugh it up, Carrot Top. You're gonna be tittering out the other side of your mangled little butt after you
get with the butt lines.
They couldn't just say this is a different guy.
All improved. Looks like you died of rat poisoning.
Hey, don't bug me, Mama. I'm still working on the look.
I've never heard a worse excuse for just like why... besides like the Ring Terrors realm, where Sadako looks like, you know, just like some generic lady.
You killed your own henchmen.
Also, he went full Elvis in one of those lines there.
You wouldn't understand. Come on, let's mix it up. I'm feeling evil and kind of frisky.
Game, don't say
you
that.
might want to save.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like... Imagine, like, you're playing Metal Gear Solid, and you fight Revolver Ocelot, and then later in the game, you get to Raven, and he goes, "It's me, Revolver Ocelot!"
I had an upgrade, as you can tell. Okay. Sit him while he stands still, is that...
You know, I went to Google to try and find a picture to remind myself what he looked like, and hard to find pictures of Juju Man from Malice on Google Images.
Oh, you don't say.
The Malice wiki isn't up to date on that.
I think speed is the upgrade to use here. Oh.
Oh, good luck controlling that one.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not... On a big open space like this, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was like trying to do this on like the narrow platforms for before, that would be a different thing. Oh! Well, let's switch over to this.
Oh, yeah, no, he looks completely different. Like, yes, they're both skeletons, but they're not the same skeleton.
Yeah, this is just a different boss.
He's also got a Fu Manchu,
reason...
and I think he's got like a hat to match that. Like he's like a Genghis Khan
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of send up.
Yeah.
But they're just giving him the Elvis
I don't
voice.
understand. I don't understand why they couldn't just say, "This is a different guy." Like, they're just making the story up as they go, regardless.
Because this guy in the original version of the game also had a racist accent, like the Juju Man must have. And so they decide, well, we have two racist caricatures in the game. Let's combine them into one character. Or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have also just... They could have kept the same guy's voice, and they could have had him say, "I'm the Juju Man's brother."
I mean, they could have done a lot of things.
My brother. Like, it just... That's like a conscious decision.
Well,
to be like, we're going to say this is the same guy from earlier.
Yeah, well, you remember, you know, the first time he showed up, and then he just went quickly. It felt like that level just cut halfway through.
Yes.
It's probably because that encounter got cut, and then they just, like, moved the conclusion to this other, like, skull boss for some reason. Which, if time permits, I kind of want to... We've got a save, I think, near that level. I want to see if we can mess around with the, like, spell he casts on you again, because we saw it for so short.
But before you seek it out,
I don't think our save is there anymore.
An ancient and mighty suit
Oh well.
mecha armor lies broken beneath the ground. Find the pieces, and it will make you unstoppable.
Hey, there's mighty mecha armor, and you tell me about it now? Do you know?
Oh, hell yeah. English spelling of armor.
I'm in a t-shirt here.
No retort from the clock. No explanation why. But the fact that we've addressed it in the script means that we don't have to explain it. The fact that we made a self-referential joke about it means we don't have to have any sort of logic dictating.
Alright, are you ready to switch back?
Let's see what this next level looks like. Because I don't know, again, I feel like I've gotten through this relatively quickly. I've taken to it like a duck to water.
I would not say this is a hard game at all.
Oh my god, back here?
Again?
All right, fuck this. Yeah,
so-
you're taking back over. I don't want to fucking play this. You kidding me?
A level so nice, we have to play it twice?
Come on, hide them. She'll be here any minute. What's the point? She'll just kill us all and find them anyway.
I know. Oh my dog, what are we gonna do? Hide them. We've got to hide them. Hide the cogs, hide the parts, hide everything.
Oh, all right, if it means that much to you. I don't see why we're bothering, though. If it was up to me, we'd just shoot ourselves now and get it over with.
That's what I say before
Fair
we
enough.
start any stream. That's just 10
gold cogs.
10 gold cogs. Have fun.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Where's? Okay.
Just the
Let
complete
me just
disrespect
double
for a
check.
player's time. It's
Okay. All right. Where's the first place I want to go?
Yeah.
Do you think I can make that? I can maybe make that.
it'll take you a
year.
year and a half. Or you could just land on the lip
Nope.
of the toilet and
Nah,
do a
you're
jump.
not
go.
making... Not by glide. Well,
Yeah, you could just
Yeah,
land on that and
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up doing.
there might have been a chance you could have landed on, like, janky geometry off the pipe, but, you know, there's no point risking that. I might have to look again. I do want to say this might be a different arrangement of these level objects.
See you down there.
I can't believe you're just forgoing the heart piece that you were going for initially.
Oh, I'll have to find another way to get there.
No, you could have just... I was telling you, you could have jumped from the toilet lip that you were on onto that.
I mean, I'm gonna get back up there at some point. So. You stop that. Thank you.
It's interesting how much worse the projectile version of the rats is compared to the crow ones. They fire so much slower.
Slime Generator in chat says, I guess we finished liberating all the birds. Glad that exciting plot line was resolved.
Yep.
Yeah, we helped them on 2 missions, and that was all we needed to do to fuel their resistance.
Please just. Good. Oh God.
Use the nuke. Use the nuke. R2,
Yeah,
circle,
sure.
circle. I like how it just erased them.
Yeah. Like before, really before anything happened, it just got rid of them. The stun lock is brutal.
Lilachu is asking if the projectiles are deflectable if you hit them.
I'm gonna guess not. I can try it.
You also need to bust those boxes open, I bet. Yep.
Yep. And I wanted to collect the other stuff first. You know what? Were there boxes back here that I missed?
Maybe
Just to
one
make
in this
sure.
corner. Just to double check. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. All right. There's a guy here who wants to shoot me.
Oh. Well, you can hit them.
You can hit them. They're not. I don't think I'm deflecting them at all.
Yeah, I don't think those were going to hit you. Or maybe they were.
Oh, no, you can. I think that one would have hit me, and it didn't.
Okay, yeah. So you can at least...
Now, the
Not, like,
problem is that you need to
mirror
stand
defense,
still
yeah.
to hit those. You can't attack
Yeah.
while moving because all the attacks stop you dead in your tracks.
I don't need that.
You definitely need the gold cog that is on the other side of that pipe, though.
Yeah, I just wanted to grab that
No, for sure.
heart. All right.
Don't mind me, I'm just backseat gaming.
Also, the timing isn't great on that deflection. All together now.
I just wonder why it's so painful for these guys to get spawned into existence.
I mean, wouldn't you like?
I hate being alive. Ah.
I imagine it's like the what's it called? The beam me up on Star Trek. What do they call the transponder? The teleporters that they use.
Teleporter, yeah. Just
If-
teleporter. Let's just say that. I know it's not what they say, but let's just say teleporters.
Oh! I know where we are. I know what we're doing. I know what that is. Look at that. Look up at it. Look at the statue. Remember
Oh,
this?
That's the mecha armor. Okay. What is this noise that's happening?
That's
Like the
your
boop,
weapon.
boop,
That's
boop.
the key that you're using. The tuning fork.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah, I know.
hate
I've
this.
been hating it since we got it. It's some Star Trek nerd. I fancy myself a Star Trek nerd, and I can't remember the name of the...
Yeah.
Well, go on with your point.
That, you know, you imagine that being, like, having every single molecule in your body turn
Yeah.
atomized and then, like, reformed would hurt, right? Just theoretically speaking. Transporter. Is it as simple as transporter?
See, now I'm double guessing myself, which is it all
just-
sounds wrong.
We all have phones. Like, someone who's not controlling the game, just, like, look it up on Google.
Yeah, I saw the heart piece there.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how to... Can I... Now, can I get to that part piece from here? Yeah, it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning.
Yeah. All right, so we're missing...
Just one. It's not in this
Okay.
menu, but one, yeah.
Okay.
It's at 9 out of 10.
It's like they forgot to keep adding those things to the menus. It used to be pretty good about that. About showing your progress on what you've collected.
Mm-hmm.
Slime generator saying, geez, I can't unhear that stupid noise anymore. Yep. We're so sorry.
All
Yeah.
Oh, there's one right there.
I think at least in terms of finding level keys, there only seems to be one left, which is probably good news.
It's probably going to be in that corner somewhere. You might as well do that whole puzzle, get those heart pieces, because I bet the cog is going to be...
Yeah. Ooh, ooh, uh-oh. I don't know how I did not take damage from that, but... Wait a minute. What?
Oh, okay.
I was trying to drift backwards and save
Oh,
myself,
yeah.
but I did not. I realized I need to jump this way.
You told me to
Jump
this way.
Come on, give me Malice.
I played the non-Run DMC version of that in one of my rhythm game things, and I forget that in the original he doesn't Tyler. No,
Steve
something.
Tyler.
Steve Tyler, yeah.
Yeah.
I kept thinking Tyler Perry and then going, no, that's the wrong one. He doesn't scream it in the original.
Walk
It's
this
very
way.
different.
Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah.
It's a worse song.
See, I thought it might have been up there or something, but I don't think I can make that jump.
Yeah. And the problem is, as we've seen, sometimes these collectibles don't like to render on screen.
Oh, shit. Alright.
Nice.
Well, I think I still took damage. Maybe I actually have all of them, we don't know it.
Place a total of 10
No.
Nope.
cogs into the machine to activate
Alright,
the
What are
circuit
these
which
pillars?
will power up the mecha armor.
I think...
Just take you on.
see.
No.
Aha! Aha! Actually, wait.
I definitely want to go and look back and see if that was rendered when we were up higher or not. Because I have a feeling it was not.
Good enough. Alright.
No, I guess they're kind of going into the machine. Oh!
Oh,
okay. It looks like you for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, poor.
All the pieces of the rusted mecha armor before I can teleport you to the next area.
Yeah, and there is one of the trailers, one of the things for the Xbox version, you know, the early 2002, 2001 prototype, was you operating the suit of armor, and then like, it mimics all your movements.
I'm sorry, it said collect all the pieces, and it was literally just right in front of me.
Right in front of you, yeah.
Now I'm here.
What a strange way to do this. Because what they were aiming to do, clearly what it was in the original vision for it in the original game is that you operate it like a puppet, that you're doing movements that map to the Malice mecha.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like those bits from the Nintendo 64 Goemon game.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to play that game someday. It looks cool.
I would love to play that again. The first one specifically, that's the one I grew up
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
I didn't have a memory card for the N64, so to beat that game, I had to leave my console on for like a week, so I could go do other things.
Playing an old school NES game and just being like, all right, pause, leave this running overnight.
Yes. Yeah, thankfully I had my own TV in my room, so it was not like I had to take my folks' TV away. Who's shooting me from behind?
Who isn't
Up there?
at this point?
What is my objective? Kill the crows. And to get the hand crank.
There's also that that one of the PS2 games that was gonna get localized and got cancelled when it was like 99% done. That got leaked a few years ago. The Goemon game. I want to check that one out. Wild story about that one on Hidden Palace.
Here? Nope.
I wonder if that like moving broken thing on the floor is gonna be something later.
People mentioning the N64 memory card in chat. And I'll have you all know, it's called a controller pack. And
right, yeah.
Nintendo won't have it any other way. Fuck a controller pack. One of the worst pieces of dog shit Nintendo ever made. The fact that it is impossible to just do a controller pack manager in the same way that PlayStation and PlayStation 2 memory cards, you can just go into utilities, go into GUI programs on Windows that just let you manage saves on controller pack. The fact that no one has done it for controller pack because it's such a wretchedly designed piece of shit that only the controller could read is just, ugh.
Heck, there are even some PlayStation 1 games that had memory card utilities in the games.
And it's the fact you would have to decide, well, do I want to be able to save my game or do I want Rumble? Because they talk about dumbass design.
Well, you just have to constantly swap. They give you the,
insert the Rumble pack.
Yeah, that's bad. That's
I mean, Dreamcast figured out a way around.
You're gonna get shot out of the sky. Oh, you just barely made it. Good for you.
I don't know what happened, but you got turned around, so you didn't get pushed off the edge. You got pushed into the platform, so it worked out.
See, the thing is, if I had used the
that's the chip over there.
The projectile reflector,
absolutely
glide cancels it out.
You know, I'm seeing people mention that the N64 memory thing wasn't used that often. It's a funny thing. Recently, I did a stream where I just loaded up a lot of physical N64 games I have, and the vast majority of them were memory pack games. So I don't know why. Just all the ones I have are like that.
Or some games would have the option, we can do a game pack save and controller pack save.
That might be it, yeah.
Okay, this one goes down. Do I want to go down?
Who's to say?
I mean, it still says the same thing.
The bottom of the gloop chamber.
Well,
use your camera.
Let's assume. I can't use the camera. It is locked.
They don't let you use the R3 camera?
Nope. No, it's still locked. But this is a crank, so let's see.
Did you do that one then, yeah?
Oh, wait, I think this is the one I did. Okay, so
they showed a graphic of it appearing on one of those portal pedestal things. I don't know where, though, because they're not letting you use the fucking camera to look around.
Yeah, I saw something else open up, but...
It has to be at the top. It has to be you go up with those, and then...
The problem is, from here, I don't really have a good grasp on where things are.
This would be a great time for them to let you use your fucking first-person camera.
Okay. All right, is it here?
It's okay. See that on the right?
It's up there. I see it. Yeah.
That's not the bottom of the gloop chamber. That's the top of the gloop chamber.
Okay, so the thing is, I turned the hand crank. It said at the bottom of the gloop chamber. It has not updated the objective with the next thing I actually have to do. Okay. Just jump.
Careful with that chip. Show too much of it, and we'll be forced to play that infernal jingle.
What?
What?
What is?
Is this some like pop culture reference that we're just not privy to?
Well, you got me. I
just
nope.
just
And
linger here.
cut.
Just let the joke sit.
It's a random pull. I always think of a Strong Bad email where he advertises that he does wedding videographer and he specializes in holding on shots for too long. Just like that. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't that. No, it was Strong Sad. Oh, I'm a fake fan. Oh, it's when he was an indie filmmaker.
And that They Might Be Giants music video.
Not that one. It was a later email thing, but similar style to that. Yeah.
Open the door, which leads you on. Okay, whatever. Go forward.
Yeah, just go forward, and eventually you'll find the thing.
What is she saying?
Don't know, but if I get hit with that though, then like it locks up my controls for a while too. Like she's still trying to run, but she can't.
What was that?
I thought she was saying RGs for a second, but that's definitely not what she was saying.
I thought that's what I assumed she was saying too.
Ah, jeez.
I mean, there's a shoe icon on there.
Yeah. I guess it's just not active right now.
Unless that turned off those, I don't know.
This game works in mysterious ways.
Now I can look.
Oh, I can figure. So, I think the whole thing you're on here is you're gonna get some sort of battle armor, and all I can guess is it'll make you heavier enough to push those down.
That's a safe bet.
Who died here? Who are you?
One of the birds, one of the resistance fighter birds, I would assume.
Yeah. That's it. That's environmental storytelling, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't knock that.
Take that, Fallout. Can I use this? Okay, I can use this.
Nope.
I wonder if that makes you able to use the other ones.
Now we can do a timer.
Oh, I didn't even notice the timer. Shit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to redo that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we
you
can
get
do
it now.
without
You get what this is going for now.
Now we could do a timer without it being out of blank seconds.
Not that.
Maybe it's the one at the start?
Well, we'll never know.
You know, I'm curious if the other spell that slows down time.
That's what I'm gonna try next.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, screw you, game.
Wow.
Come on.
Different type of time. Well, I might as well just see over here. No. I in my heart, I knew that slow down time was not actually going to slow down.
Wasn't actually going to register.
Okay, try that again.
I know, but that would have been clever. That you had like 2 different ways to do this.
Oh, please. Okay.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
And now
and the other one. There we go.
Impressive.
Am I still on the timer? Or are we good?
I would hope.
Are we gonna
that you're
move
good.
past the? Okay. There.
Is
I don't
the
want to risk
invincibility
it.
one or?
No, that was heal.
Oh yes.
God, this game works so much worse when there's a tight corridor.
Yeah.
And this game is mostly tight corridors, I feel like, at this point. You know, that's probably not even true, but it feels like it to me.
It might as well be.
There's been a lot more of that in these later episodes, for sure.
In this back half.
Mm-hmm. It's like there's the one plus I mentioned, I think I mentioned in the first part, that the camera doesn't seem to get stuck on geometry. It will just like zoom in if you get near a wall. But then you have issues with that, like that corridor where you have to do more than that. You know, you have to move the camera above the character or something. Or, you know, just don't make corridors that tiny.
Many such choices they could have made differently.
Anything else in this room before
The keycards don't even drop where the enemies die. It's just...
It's like that one shitty bonus level, that one secret level in Doom 1 where you go into a room and there's 3 keycard doors and the 3 keycards are all within 2 feet of each other in that room. Is that dead simple? No, I don't think it's dead simple. Someone knows what level it is. It's the last level in the SNES version of Doom and the Jaguar. And Fortress of Mystery, says Sotenga. Thank you. Yes. The worst level in Doom. Worse than any
And the
Sandy
last
Peterson
level in
City
the-
level.
The last level you said
Yeah.
in the SNES version?
Yeah, and I think the Jaguar version is derivatives. It's the last version, the last level in all those, rather than the Spider Mastermind fights.
So no boss at the end of that game?
Yeah,
It
no.
just ends?
Yeah, it just ends.
Huh.
So that'll encompass Atari Jaguar Doom, 3DO Doom. I think SNES Doom is actually not a Jaguar derivative. So
It's
it
not,
might...
yeah, it's based on the PC version.
These are the guys they were telling me I need to use slow-mo for. Yeah, I need to use slow-mo for these guys.
Well...
Are you done spawning?
Like, I
Hey,
get it, they're
there's a keycard.
crows, but God, they have so little voice lines. It's just the...
Yeah.
Video Game King asking, the SNES version came before the Jaguar version, didn't it? No, I believe it was much later. I believe it was a matter of 2 or 3 years later.
The first was the 32X version, which is...
No.
Funny... No, it came out like a week or 2 before the Jaguar version, even though it's based on it.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously, like, the Jaguar version is the one that Carmack himself assembled because he was interested, he was compelled by the Jaguar's weird hardware setup, and he wanted to make, like, a baseline version, and that's the source code that got licensed out to different studios, including when Rebecca Ann Heinemann ultimately had to do the 3DO version.
It came out 7 days before the Jaguar version.
I thought it was like a
somehow.
little later.
Yeah.
I thought the sequence of events, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And Sock Puppet Kingdom bring up a good point, which brings this whole thing full circle. SNES Doom was actually programmed from the ground up with the Super FX chip in mind. And who made the Super FX chip? Who designed the Super FX chip? Argonaut software, baby. It all comes back.
Oh, hey, we got new enemies.
It's a little late, but better late than never, I suppose.
Oh, that's a scary encounter.
Is he just gonna teleport around the arena? Or is he gone?
Oh, yeah.
No, he's there. Okay, so I have to assume that... Well, let me check this. Kill all the mutant generators to defeat the scientist. No, kill the generators to defeat the scientist.
Huh.
You had some bad syntax on that.
Yeah.
I would have thought, like, this would be a thing where, like... Okay, so I have to use slow-mo to catch him before he teleports away.
Yeah. I would not have thought to attack the generators, because that's never...
I swear to God, that guy was not on screen, right?
Yeah, he was
like...
spawning in.
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, attacking, like, physical objects outside the crates has not been a mechanic, really, in this game.
Okay, just walk up to all of these and bust them.
Yeah, I thought they had...
You had to wait for them to be open. I would have made the same assumption, too, but... Oh!
Okay. Sure.
Oh, weird.
I defeated the scientist.
So when that robot broke apart and then you had to pick it up, I was wondering if they rushed it, the engine doesn't let you pick up stuff in cutscenes, and then the game proved my assumption wrong on that, because it let you pick up the keycard there.
Oh, I'm assuming it took control and forced Jarky.
Yeah.
What was happening to my shadow when I walked over there? Did y'all see that?
Yeah. It got long and lanky for a second.
Slime Generator saying the game's trying so hard to extend this episode to a full 3 hours. They knew that sometime in the future, a trio of Let's Players would...
This is your last chance to collect everything from this area, it says.
Great.
I mean, you didn't warn me in every other level
Yeah,
where
I
that
was
is
gonna
also
say.
true.
Yeah.
Done? Okay.
Well done, Malice. You have collected the power source. Now go and get the last logic key. I will teleport you to the last chamber.
We couldn't find a smooth way to take you from one stage to the other here. We couldn't design a corridor that linked these two stages together, so I'm gonna teleport you instead.
You've beaten up a few clones. Big deal. Time to meet their boss. He's real mad you hurt his employees. Those medical plans don't come cheap.
You must defeat the Crow Boss with your quantum tuning fork and wits.
I'm gonna cut you off right there, sir.
All that thought. I wonder if I skipped that entire thing.
Ah, you don't recognize me. It's me, the Juju Man again. This time I'm a bird. Pakaw!
Okay, I think I did miss something. Beware Tongues of Fire. Okay. So, I'm waiting for some sort of opening, right? I'm also waiting for him to do something.
Waiting for anything.
Is this where I use my wits?
Solve his maze.
Oh. I have to get closer to activate the boss fight. The exciting rush of Malice. Feel your blood pumping at fast-paced, non-stop action. Oh boy, my wits are really being tested right now, I'll tell you what.
Argonaut, guys, I know you had no time or no money at this point, that you're just cobbling together what you had, but...
Okay, I just hit him. Okay.
At least pretend like you're... like you give a shit at this point.
Yeah.
If the player makes it this far in your game, don't just be like, well, they know. The jig is up at this point. Mm-hmm. They know we've been phoning this shit in.
Oh yeah, remember to use the power
up.
That
yeah, I know.
Damage, yeah.
I'm actually letting more magic build up on the screen. There we go. Heart, please.
The funny thing is, I probably would not have tried attacking back immediately, because it looks like it would miss, because he's in the air.
I would have tried it because I'm always just like in attack mode in my brain. I'm just like, well, let's test if any given frame is vulnerable.
Yeah, like you saw, I was just juking him for the longest time because I expected him to like stop.
Okay, you know, I did remind myself that you can attack in the air. It's just really janky.
Yeah.
Slime Generator is saying it would be less embarrassing for Argonaut if instead of a disc, opening the case to this game would just show you a written note that said, "I'm sorry."
You decide you don't want to fly anymore? Are you tired?
Well, it wasn't working for him. He realized that, like, well, this strategy isn't paying off. They're just hitting me out of the sky.
Oh, here's a good question from Video Game Kin. So what mechanical difference is there between the hammer and the tuning fork? How does that upgrade reflect itself in play?
I think this is different.
Yes, that is a different attack. The heavy attack is different. It also has a much more annoying fucking sound constantly playing.
Yes.
Functionally, it's mostly the same, though.
It might do more damage. Who's to say?
It's hard to say when, like, the bosses scale up with damage, too. But for the normal enemies, it might be doing a little bit more damage. They were dying pretty quick.
Might have a bit more range.
Handball Gang asks, is this the most boring boss fight so far?
I don't think so.
No, the one in the prison, that one would seem tedious as shit.
Yeah. There was also, in the first part, there were a lot of bosses where they would do their, I'm invincible and I'm going to do waves of attack first, and then you would counter. And I prefer that this is, no, you hit them first and then you have like a dodge phase. No, they have dragged this one out like too long to make it like a late game boss.
You're halfway there.
Yeah, just...
Ow.
Like the one I did where the boss would... It was another flying one and it would do that like power where it suck you into the like energy circle that would hurt you. I think that was a worse boss, but it was also half the time
He's not dropping hearts anymore.
It's fine, you got 9.
Timing on that is hard because, like, sometimes, yeah. It's hard to tell at a glance when one is going to be closely followed by another. Since I only get one hit off at a time with
it's not worth it to you to use.
It's not
the
worth
power
it.
up, yeah.
Honestly, I wish I had saved that for the heal in case I needed it. Because during this phase right here, I could.
I bet there'll be
easily.
another phase. I bet.
Calling this part of phase is giving it too much credit.
Honestly, when I say phase, I mean him just walking around.
I know what you mean, but it's just is there something he's supposed to do that can hurt you?
He has done an attack while doing that, but he just doesn't want to most of the time.
Yeah.
He's done it like twice.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm seeing Miyamoto's rule of 3 being brought up in chat for doing boss fights and the like. That doing it more than 3 times is not fun. I definitely ascribe to that. I do think most bosses of this type.
I bring it up a lot, rule of 3, because I don't think you have to always do rule of 3, but it helps. There are times where, like I say, is that when you're doing a boss fight and you say, "Yeah, I get it," like you fucked up.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely a "Yeah, I get it" moment.
Try to use heal to see if you have enough magic to do it.
I don't. I already know it takes like half of your magic pool. If I die, I'm just going to load a save, especially if it takes me back to the land of the dead.
Yeah. At least we get to see if that happens.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I'm not doing good enough at this section to hold out, I think. If this sends you back to the land of the dead if you die again, that officially makes this game criminal. So the thing is, he could just immediately, yep. There is a world where I lock the fuck in and do this.
Also,
I know I'm capable of it, but...
It's a minor part of the fight.
He did it.
Oh!
Yeah, that's that attack you mentioned. But this geometry they've got around the arena, they've put this like barrier to kind of indicate, oh yeah, you can't fall off here, is such a problem for the camera when it gets into this part. Like, you should have just not rendered it and just had an invisible wall. Like, that might have looked a little more janky, but that would have been better.
I think I actually do want to do this now. Oh, come on.
Oh, that might be final hit coming up.
No, it's gonna be 2 more hits.
Yeah, at least.
You gotta stay close so he doesn't do the projectile attack at you. Because he only does that at a distance.
There we go, that was it.
No! Wait. Ah, there you go.
Defeated the king of the crows. Now, get the final...
Well done, Sharky.
Stand back up, okay.
Prepare you to meet Doc.
Man, I haven't been this excited of a boss fight since Ninja Gaiden Z Yaiba. Ugh. Then he just opens up another 8 keyholes.
My dear, you amaze me. You got the keys. You actually collected all the keys.
There's so many other video games you could have been playing.
What, you thought I'd have bought it by now?
Well, I did have a little bet with the Siren Tree that you wouldn't make it past the 4th quest.
Oh, he's not wrong. I think we did die before then.
God, I'm so drained.
This is it though. No more keys to find, so
Yeah.
it might be final level.
Are they going to do anything with the mech?
Oh, it would be so funny if we just dropped that entirely.
If they just forgot about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Well, they remembered.
To be continued.
Malice 2.
Now, the mecha armor is complete. Encased in its steel shell, you will finally stand a chance against the dog.
I would have been so happy if they just cut to, like, to be continued and credits.
Make me unstoppable.
Well, I exaggerated, but without it, you'd be toast within seconds. Come on, suit up. The final battle is upon us.
Video Game King with the comment, Malice as a teenage robot. Get it? Yeah, it's pretty funny. It is actually. I didn't deliver it well. Malice as a teenage robot.
No sound for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet.
It's well lubricated.
I mean, you would want to sell, like, the size of this thing, right? By having it go boosh, boosh, boosh.
There's no
And not-
time. We can't afford another sound library CD.
That's that guy from the Switch exercise game.
The fire is in my blood. Ultimate power feels so good.
Just what I need. A dog on heat. Just don't kill my leg, Fido. These are my best jeans.
The little goddess has grown a new head. Here, let me help
You're in a mech. The mech's not wearing jeans.
already.
I mean, that'd be funny if it was.
So over that. And you need to work on your table manners.
It's a shame you're not as big
Really love how these two are animating
Don't
with each
animate.
other. Yeah.
Try me again then, Bonzo. I'm a fun-sized packet of bad, and I'm taking you to the pound.
You are nothing.
Can't believe this.
Metal has
I've seen, like,
fire shall
amateur poser animations that are more dynamic than this.
nothing but me.
Cut back to Malice one more time. Cut back to Malice one more time.
God, and its worship will burn for eternity.
Can't let you do that. I'm a redhead. Can't stand too much sun.
Cut back to the dog one more time. Oh.
No,
Incinerate. in the-
Wait, this is how small you are?
no, that's how big the dog is. We did see to scale what Malice is like compared to the robot.
But we're in the opening cutscene when the dog killed you. This was
no,
the same
remember,
scale.
he got ultimate power, remember? See, now he's tiny because he used up his power.
That's such a cop-out.
See? Kill the thing. Got it.
I don't know, you really could have scaled. I guess maybe it wasn't time to make sure it worked properly, to scale everything up and make sure it all worked.
You know
No,
what
I
this,
get
you know
what
what
they're
this fight
doing.
needed to be? Like two kaijus romping around in the city. Just to give the sense of scale.
It came out after this, but like that's the end of God of War 1.
I get one hit on him, by the way, every time. Look how much I took off. I have done one normal hit and one powered hit.
Truly, this is a test of endurance as much as it is a test of skill.
Yeah, and
You know, I was gonna wait for the credits until I, took a pee break, but I might need to hand off the controller halfway through this fight. I feel like, Cass, you would totally be able to do this fight.
Probably. I don't see why I couldn't. Want me to do it?
Let me get at least one more hit on him.
Yeah, I'd rather
So I
you
feel like I'm-
you take your
just
break
so I
now
feel
so
like
you can
I'm-
be here in time for the end of the game.
Yeah. Let me pick up. I missed it.
It's very weird. Okay, I want to see it happen again to really comment on it. There's like a running animation attack. Not that one. He did a different version where he
All right,
was.
I'm gonna pause real
animate-
quick so you can switch.
Yeah,
Yep.
And I'll be right back. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm also just gonna do a quick save here just to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. He's invulnerable in that state when he has the flames around him.
Yeah, there it is. They didn't make separate animation for when he like moves slowly, so it just uses the same. Yeah.
All right, so when can I hit him? When that thing start? Yep. Okay. Grab that heart.
Yeah, because they do not stick around.
Okay, don't run towards the center. I like having the extra speed for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not strictly necessary, but it feels nice. Oh, can you read Video Game King's comment?
Yes, I can, yes. Video Game King says, relevant statistic from this walkthrough I'm consulting. This guy takes 50 normal hits to kill.
Jesus wept.
I'm curious if the attack power-up, if that is a double damage or not. I think it was.
I see Pro Circuit 92 saying this game is agony. No, it's Malice. I was trying to get that mana, but they clearly don't want to let me, so I'm just gonna have to give up on that endeavor. Seek magic elsewhere. They faded out before I could grab them.
Oh, I hope Sharky can make it back in time before you beat this boss.
Like, again, this isn't particularly tricky or challenging. It's just tedious.
Yeah. It's a very minor thing, but it bothers me that the laugh this boss does, that's like a sound library laugh. I've heard that in so many things. Like, they couldn't even get a voice actor in the booth to... All that dialogue they recorded for him, and they couldn't ask him to laugh so they could pitch it down.
Maybe he was incapable of laughing. Maybe he was just a dour dude. Oh, God. I hate when they go pick the same direction as me. Okay. I wonder if he has any other forms, if he does anything differently throughout the fight, or if it's literally just going to be this in perpetuity.
Mm-hmm. If it does happen, it's, maybe at quarter health or a third.
Or half.
Yeah.
I'm going to try powering up again. Did it look like it did any more damage?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Alright, I'll keep doing that, then I'll stop using the speed up, and I'll focus my mana towards,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not getting that heart. Long way round.
I don't know if it was, but I want to pretend that the chanting in the music is just going, Dog, God, Dog, God.
Dog, Dog, God!
I get he's a dog god, but could they really not have come up with a different name? Like, just call him Cerberus?
I'm completely stuck.
Anything? Alright.
Maybe this is what hell is actually like. I mean, it looks like hell. Hell is just playing this boss for eternity.
It was probably more so done to save money, but I always find the depiction of hell from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey interesting, where instead of it being like fiery pits in chasms,
It's just cold and clinical, yeah.
Yeah, and these like tiny corridors that are like too small for people to actually move through.
It's far funnier that way.
Yeah.
Right, let me just intercept him here. Alright. Hey, we're almost halfway done with this fight. Oh no, I lost out on the heart. I forgot to grab.
Speaking of New Jersey, we're halfway there.
Or is attack supposed to be getting like more intense, trickier to dodge or something? Because it doesn't feel that way.
I don't know about trickier. Maybe it feels like it takes longer before it's...
Yeah, I think he's taking longer in between.
Just in time, Sharky.
Yeah, you almost missed the ending.
Yeah.
If you'd just taken 45 minutes longer, you...
Can I... Alright. I had something I was thinking of saying during the wrap-up. But
You want to get it off your chest now?
I want to get off my chest now because it's very long-winded. And I think this is the time to do it. Okay. So, the 1904 Olympics, right?
Yeah.
During the marathon, there was a... Well, the marathon itself was, like, particularly grueling.
Yes, we've all seen the John Boyce video. We've all seen the pretty
I'm
good
I'm going to describe it. Because it was a little shorter, but it was, like, the roads were, like, rough. They were painful to run on. They didn't really have running shoes back then like we know them now. It was covered in dust. There really wasn't any water. There was, like, one water well in the whole thing, like, halfway through. And there's this racer named Thomas Hicks. And he had just the worst time doing this race, right? All the dust from the marathon was, like, building up in his lungs, and, like, he was, like, internally bleeding. He was just so fucking thirsty the entire time. But his coach, who was, like, driving alongside him, refused to give him any water. Like, instead, all he would give him was brandy, egg whites, and strychnine, which is rat poison. So he had to do, for like over 3 hours, he had to run over rocks as his lungs bled and the rat poison went through his body. And when he got to the final, like the last leg of the race, he could not stand up on his own anymore. He had to have his coach and his assistant carry him over their shoulders across the finish line. Like, he had lost, like, a ton of weight just during that race. Like, it took doctors, like, 4 hours for them to be like, yeah, he's gonna live. Malice is the Thomas Hicks of video games. With one exception. With one important difference. Thomas Hicks won that marathon. He was first place. That's not Malice.
Magic Meow's asked, was his coach trying to kill him? No, his coach was a scientist.
No.
Scientist.
His coach was not. His coach was just an idiot.
The Olympic, the person organizing the Olympics.
Yes.
They were using the Olympics as an experiment. They're using the track and field as an experiment to see, like, the effects of dehydration on runners. So they deliberately, like, manufactured a situation where there'd be no water available and where... I mean, the coach had to be in on it to the extent that, you know, he was feeding him brandy instead of water or what have you. So...
Like, when he... At a certain point, like, I think he acquiesced to his demand by patting down his tongue with a wet cloth.
Yeah, like a
but
sponge.
not actually letting him drink water.
I used the wrong power-up, by the way. Instead of you doing the buff attack, I used a speed one of these times, so that's not optimal. We're not on world record pace anymore.
No.
Yep. Oh! Okay, I know it's late, but I do have a pro tip that will help.
Oh, great.
Do the ground pound to do damage.
Is that more damaging?
Mm-hmm. I was curious about it. I wanted to look at the speed run, and I was trying to figure out, you know, because the speed run is only an hour 15. I was trying to figure out, is half the speed run just this fight? And no, you can get this fight through quicker. And yeah, it seems like doing the damage up spell and then
I don't have enough magic to do the...
Yeah. But the ground pound should still help.
You gotta wait for
he
that
still has.
thing to
I
stop.
thought the circle was
Yeah.
gone. We
I mean,
can't
it's
tell
hard to
because,
tell
his
because
face is in the way of the fucking bar.
Yeah. I didn't even realize. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, okay, it's definitely moved past his open mouth. Because we can see through that at least.
Also, who needs camera control to see where the magic things are? Certainly not me.
Did they also despawn?
They despawn. They always despawn.
Ah.
You have like 5 seconds to collect them when they appear. Please tell me I have enough for... Huh? Did I can't tell if I got the hit or not because of the fucking...
You did hit him because you dropped a heart.
Yeah, she seems to say something when the hit happens.
Boy golly.
Oh.
Okay, I think you got one of the... That's so mean.
The length of like how long a power-up lasts seems to be, are you close to it?
Yeah, it's purely spite-based. They're dynamic based on how much the game hates you. I may have done it too early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the phases this boss has, is just...
I keep thinking the fireball's going away, but...
Yeah. Imagine if that would but longer.
You really just have to wait until like you actually see the fireballs going away.
I thought I saw it go away.
Now we can see. Now we can see the end of the life bar there. We have gotten past
the end.
The
Is
head.
in sight. The end is literally in sight. You said something before about how it's not challenging, it's not tough, it's just tedious.
Yes. They didn't have to do this.
No, they certainly didn't. They could have
Like,
set the
it's not
number
like they-
that the variable for his health to be any other number. See, I thought the thing went away again.
It's not like
There you
now
go.
it went away. It's not like they had to meet a time quota for this boss.
Well, if this fight extends to the 6-hour mark and there's 1 more hour of gameplay, and then the game will justify its dollar to hour ratio that much better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. This was definitely still the remnants of the era where people put too much stock into how long games were.
I mean, people still put too much.
Oh yeah,
stock
yeah, but
into
it was like more prevalent. Like it was even in reviews at times where you know, from professional publications where if a game was like under 8 hours, people would moan, kind of thing. It's weird because it's not punishing you by skill, it's punishing you for not recognizing, oh, this is the most efficient way to do the most damage, and the punishment is just, oh, this is going to take longer. It's a similar...
There we go!
Hey! I was going to say, it's a similar pet peeve I have when bosses, you miss like their weakness phase, and then you have to wait like 5 minutes to hit them again. It's that kind of energy.
You should look up the word immortal, Fufu. Kinda means lives forever.
She looks way bigger now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she was meant to be, and they just... No, we don't have time to make a bigger model work.
I like the trees literally popping in this graphic. Yeah. In this
I like that
FMV.
tree still looks evil, though.
That's just him, you know.
No sound effects for the planes. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Look, Link, the birds are singing.
Not you. You die.
Don't call me mother. Just call me Malice.
Oh,
Oh.
Credits.
Tell me it doesn't go to credits automatically. Tell me it takes you.
Oh, it doesn't. Perfect. Does anyone want to take credit for this one? No.
I can't believe that. Jesus wept. Well,
I don't think it came through that I also was clapping during like the fact that they went back to the main menu.
They could not get out of there quick enough. Well, if they're not going to give us any fanfare, I'll give us fanfare, goddammit. Let's see if there's a credits roll.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is there, like, in the options and
There
bonus?
has to be. Let's also check out the bonus items.
There we go.
Bonus Forest, Gloop Tube, Infestation, Clockwork Planets.
Do we not have those unlocked? All right, I don't know how you get them.
Yeah, apparently not.
Okay.
I bet the credits are going to be you scroll through the pages manually.
Let's find out, and then we'll look at. I'll look at the bonus items while Charky, you give your thoughts on the game as we watch these credits.
Yep.
Oh my god! It is just a.
Yeah.
It's a minor thing, but I don't like that the button prompts have commas after the instructions.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
Okay, do me a favor then, Johnny. As I go through these credits, you look up the bonus items. Charky, you give some thoughts on this.
Let's see if we can find them even.
So yeah, like the Olympics metaphor I was going for earlier, this really feels like, for as long as this game was in development and for as long as this game was like kind of held back, it still feels like they didn't finish it, and they clearly didn't finish this game. It's a product that functions at the very least. It is playable. It is obviously beatable because we did it, but it's not even hard. It's actually a fairly easy game, I think. And it's honestly kind of forgiving with a lot of the jumping and stuff. Like, it's not frustrating to play in that regards, but it is, the key word is that this game is laborious. It is tedious to play. Everything like, despite Cass not knowing the difference, everything feels like really slow. Everything feels like delayed. The momentum on that camera, the kind of the sluggishness of how the game moves, the sluggishness of the game reacting to you trying to do things. It feels like it takes way longer than it actually does. And it's not fun. Like that's a real big one, is that it just ends up being like a chore to get through. Like there's no part of this that was enjoyable, I would think. Like the most enjoyment I got was figuring out how to like kind of clip my way up into that tree way early on in the game. But there's so many things here that, like, the level of unfinished, the level of slapped together, like, this game almost feels like it's improv at a certain point. Like the Juju man, the fact that we just found a different boss and they were like, "Hey, I'm the Juju man. I just look different now." Like, why? You didn't have to do that. You really didn't have to do that. You could have just said, like, "Hey, I'm the Juju man's brother. I'm here to, like, avenge him for scaring him off." Like, why did you bother? There's so many things in here that it's like, I don't know, maybe if this game had another 15 years, it would have been finished. But it is in such a sorry state. Like, I do feel bad for Argonauts, because, like, they obviously just, they wanted to do something. They were definitely planning stuff for years and years and years, and man, it just did not come together.
Johnny, did you find anything about the bonus stages?
So I did, but this is a very weird source of it. This is the bonus stuff from a beta version that still had Gwen Stefani in it. But it does show all these, quote, bonus items, which seem to be like extra levels and challenges.
But how do you unlock them?
Oh, that I could not find. I'll have one more quick look.
There were specific credits for the bonus levels, by the way.
Yeah.
I guess while you're looking that up, I guess now you know what? I'll look it up. Johnny, you give thoughts while we let the demo play. That's how we'll do this.
Yeah, I'll start with some positives because there won't be many. You know, considering the development, and it got to the point where just time ran out. You've got to get what we've got into a shippable state. It's commendable that what they have here was a shippable state.
Oh my god, I figured it out, by the way. You keep
going.
Have to
load.
You keep going.
Yeah. Like, despite issues, like, we didn't run into really major bugs. There was, like, the one clip we had. You can get through levels. The game is, at least easy. It wants... it kind of gets with the player that this is a bit of a chore, and it's just like, look, we know, here's what to do. Press the journal button, and we'll tell you where to go. And... it obviously is not to the full extent that they wanted it to be, but you can see some elements of the variety they were going for, the different locales and things like that, and some of the different gameplay styles. We got a bit of a showcase of in this stream. Also, this is strange, but okay. Negatives though is
that's how you unlock the bonus stages. They just put 4 coins here right before the final boss fight. That's it. That's all 4 of them. That was it.
The art gallery available in the options as well.
I can't. Fucking.
But overall, like, this is in such a cobbled together state. Like, I don't know if even releasing this was worth it in this state. It's just, again, so that video I linked does have the art gallery if people are curious.
Collect as many coins and reach the exit before the time limit. Press the triangle button to start.
Yeah, this is what I saw in the video.
And please to keep going.
Yeah, because I'm reminded again of the Angel of Darkness, Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness playthrough, where you can get to certain points in the game and you can just see how completely separate parts of the game that were meant for different things are just jammed together. But this is the most egregious I've ever seen that. Like, it's so obviously strung together that these were so different ideas from various states or versions of the game where no one had, connected the dots or cut, like, okay, well, this doesn't work here and that. And just, there was no time for that. Just jam it all together. And even outside of that, just like mechanically, it's so simple. There are Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 era platformers that could have this game for lunch that do like far more interesting things. Fucking Banjo-Kazooie on N64 like does so much more than this game does. Even with the power-up system that ends up being very limited and you only use the functions for very specific instances. Heck, like the slowdown time, I don't think
functionally
ever
useless.
got used for anything. Yeah.
Okay. Who's heard of the movie New York Ninja?
Yes, me. I know where you're going with this precisely, and you are spot on, please.
That's okay. So it's a movie that was never really released. It was eventually found, like the abandoned footage was found.
The work print without any audio, yeah.
Yeah, no audio. There were no scripts available for the film. There's no storyboards available for the film. But they did release it just by dubbing over it and kind of figuring from like all the clips they had. Like it probably goes in this order, and it probably had a plot like this. And this game feels like that. This game feels like they had a bunch of stuff, and they were like, I know that's not how it worked, but they had a bunch of stuff, and they're like, well, what order can we put it in? What dialogue can we have that would make some sort of sense?
Yeah, I've not heard of that one, but there's like a infamous animated film. I think it had like an Arabian setting.
The Prince and the Pauper, or no?
Yes,
it's something like that. Yeah.
The Prince and the Cobbler.
Cobbler. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, like one of the early releases of it is a similar situation. Oh yeah, right. That one time we transformed.
Are all these stages just collect as many coins as possible and make it?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think they'd had time to make anything else?
Yeah, I'm curious if any of these stages is going to have that big head power up that we saw for a split second and it was done.
God, I hope
and yeah, that's
so.
as well. Like you see all the little remnants for, like, oh, this was going to be a full-fledged gimmick thing, and then it's just over and done so quickly that it's disjointed. Like, you know, at least like physically getting through it, like the jumping is serviceable. Like, the level design can be okay, and then in some places it can just be very confused where, you know, like the geometry was made but the actual level wasn't done. And because of the cobbled-gated nature, obviously we've commented on Malice's like less than stellar voice acting, but even if it was like acted well, because, you know, some of the other characters are acted well, just you can tell how cobbled together the game is, and
the most utilitarian script imaginable.
Yeah, and the dialogue is literally there to say, I'm explaining why we're randomly teleporting, why this enemy just disappeared, or why this completely different looking boss is this other character you met before. I mean, overall, this game's just like a pain in the neck or something. I don't know.
Oh, was that the end of that was that bonus level?
The end.
Place first.
Alright, Cass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need someone to take
off the controls. Yeah,
I'm gonna need someone to play while I
yeah
do it. So I'm gonna hand it over to you, Sharky. Alright, there you go. Okay. So obviously, like, structurally, I think you did a good job covering the points about how disjointed this game is, how hacked together, how slapdash it is, how it's so obvious this was cobbled together from so many different versions of the game, etc. I'm not going to get too much into that. What I really want to focus on and hone in on is just this, the fact that this released at all, and what could have happened differently, the timeline where Malice got to be what it was envisioned to be originally. So much of this design, like, you know, what ultimately kept them from releasing were their own hangups, their own anxieties. This game could have released as a PS1 game. They could have honed in on that PS1 version, committed to finishing it. They were afraid that, you know, oh, the PS1 is long into it. The PS1 is done by 1999, by 2000. No.
Yeah.
They could have put this game out in 2001 or 2002, and it still could have sold a decent amount of copies to people who still had a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. They could.
That was me, by the way.
Yeah, they could have just positioned this as, hey, we know there's a new generation of consoles, but here's a PS1 game that looks as good as a PS2 game in spots. Here is the PS1 pushed to its limits by a studio known for their technical wizardry, in the same way that they were working on... Look at that shadow.
Yes, shadow.
In the same way they were working on, like, Game Boy games that were pushing the cutting edge, working on SNES games that pushed the limits of that platform.
Thanks.
At a certain point. And why they didn't think to just commit to what was already like a nearly complete version of the game is beyond me. And, you know, they didn't lose their publisher until they moved on to until they pivoted to the Xbox, I think, if I have that timeline right. I don't know, like, being bounced back and forth between publishers obviously tells me that there was this something in the way they were operating, something about their inability to hit deadlines, and you hear it when they talk about the team structure and how disjointed the design was, how the artists and the programmers and designers, that none of these teams were talking to one another, they were on completely separate pages, and I have to imagine that plays a contributing factor in the state of the game, in the fact it took drag development out for so long, the fact that they kept on, like, trying to revise the vision, they kept on trying to upgrade it with the technology. I think they should have just buckled down, committed to that PS1 version, and even if it didn't sell a billion units, it would still have sold more than the game ultimately did, being published by a B label 4 years after the fact. It's just incredible it released it all. And honestly, like, past that PS1 version, when by the time they were pivoting to the PS2 and Xbox, I'd have just as soon canceled the fucking game. I would have just as soon, realizing that this wasn't going to materialize in anything, I would have just as soon given up, reallocated those resources into something different. But I guess when you're pot committed at a certain point, I mean, you have no choice but to see that vision through. You feel like your sunk cost fallacy right?
Yeah,
In 2000, they're like, well, we worked so hard on this game. We put so much money into this. We have to see it through. And then another $2 million later, and 4 years later, well, we have to see this game through. Sometimes it's better just to cut your losses. Sometimes it is infinitely better for reputation of your studio, for longevity of your studio, to admit when you have fucked up. I would have done that, if not between the PS1 version and development of the Xbox version. I would have done it the second time a publisher dumped them. I would have done between... It was Fox Interactive that dumped them first, then it was Microsoft Game Studios, then they went on to Rockstar, or... no, they went to Sierra, then Rockstar, then it landed in Mud Duck Productions. I would have given up. When Microsoft pulled out their interest, I would have given up. I also would have just looked at like what the market looked like at that point, see what Microsoft dumped them in favor of, which was ultimately games like the games that Rare was putting out, as we could speculate. I would have taken a look at those and just been like, oh, the time for this has passed. The time for this game, even if we can continue to contemporize it, with the evolving hardware, with what we understand with the hardware, ultimately the core of this game, the guts of this game, feel woefully antiquated. Compared to like N64 games that Rare had put out, this game feels antiquated. This feels like a step backwards from like a Banjo-Kazooie with how much they stripped out. If that PS1 version had come to fruition, it at least had some novelties going for it, between like constantly changing form and evolving and moving between different like operating modes. Yeah, it's derivative of a Spyro in some way. I'm struggling to put my thoughts together on this, I guess, because it is just such a weird case where the obvious answer here was to not release this.
Yeah, I do wonder a little bit more, you know, the what if of if Microsoft hadn't pulled out, if they had maybe not micromanaged, but like, you know, because, oh, we're putting some funding into this, your tech demo wild, we're going to, you know, like co-manage this and get the studio into order to get something out cohesive. That might have been like the best timeline. Obviously, I think with the Sierra Vivendi version, at that point they were probably given quite a big cash injection, so you can't really say no at that point, even with the probably the tonal shift and all the other weird stuff that happened with that they probably weren't necessarily into.
I think the reality situation here, I get the point you're making. You're not wrong in your points.
It's just because I've heard developers say this, that like a lot of video game development is just like compromise.
Sure.
Just here's your vision and then compromise down until you get something you can ship.
Absolutely. And they could have done that earlier in production. They could have done that during the PS1 version and compromised on that in some way and maybe got that out sooner, but that's not the way it went. Fuck, I had a point I was going to make. And you kept talking and I lost it. Shit. Okay, I'll come with a different
amazing,
point.
Amazing bonus level here, huh?
I just feel like developers need to know when to give up past a certain point. And I was gonna make some... The bridge is coming in, by the way. If you turn around, pushing that button activated these, so you can continue.
What's the point of that?
Oh, no.
For Argonaut, I guess what I was going to say is... I think what I was going to say was that if you look at the games they're putting out during Malice's development, the games they're putting out to pay the bills, the licensed direct they were putting out, they fell so far from the days where they were true innovators. I on some level, I just have to imagine that they just didn't have it in them anymore. I have to wonder if Argonaut really did ever have it, if they were kind of pushed over the finish line on games like Star Fox, which became like, you know, the game they became known for, but by sheer will of Nintendo. I made observations during the history section, the first episode, that, you know, they were responsible for the technology, but what is Star Fox? Do we remember Star Fox because of the technology on SNES? Do we remember it for, like, it's pushing polygons? Or do we remember because it had a cast of characters that became enduring? Nintendo may have been cribbing technical notes from them between that and X, but ultimately, it's the thing that's enduring about Star Fox, the legacy of Star Fox, is those characters, is the world. And how much of that came from Argonaut? Probably not very much, because their history was in like games like X, which were very flat and dry. And when they tried to move into mascot territory with Malice, they had some novel ideas, but clearly they couldn't realize them in anything resembling a completed product. Clearly they struggled with sticking the landing on this, even back in the PS1 version.
I do want to say to that, though, because I remember some of the original developers of Star Fox 2 mentioned, like, one of the things that really soured that relationship was not just the cancellation of Star Fox 2 when it was essentially finished, is how much of the design that was in that game was just reused and made into 64. Like, a lot of the mechanics and ideas are, you know, like, maybe realized better. I mean, I haven't played Star Fox 2, but I can't say. But it was definitely, you know, like, more than just cribbing the tech, but, like, the design ideas, apparently. And that seemed to, like, really, like, sour the relationship, like, on top of everything else.
Yeah. Multiple contributing factors to this, to the failure of this game, to the failures of its design. Thank you for going through the credits again, so there's something on the screen, Shark.
Yeah. Yes.
And the point I just keep coming back to, I know I'm like a broken record at this point, but like I just would not have put out this game. It's reputation destroying. When the best case scenario for the release of this game is it moves a couple thousand units, makes back some of the money that was spent on it, but ultimately destroys the reputation of your studio in the process, I wouldn't make that trade. I would just as soon take the loss, stomach the loss, and say, like, yeah, we blew it. Sorry this game never came out, but, you know, we didn't want to release it in the form that it ultimately shaped up to be. We don't want to, like... Sometimes it's better to let the vision die than it is to compromise on it to this extent.
Yes.
One of the credits that you just went through, by the way, one of the special thanks is the original lead designer of the game, who left the project in around 2002, or between one of the revisions, between one of the publisher shifts, ends up leaving the project. Or forced out of it, more accurately. And so his name is now just relegated to a special thanks. His vision is so divorced from what this game shaped up to be that, you know, his name isn't even attached to the main credits of it. And you have to imagine this from his perspective, to watch not only, you know, him get separated from his team, to get kicked off of this project that his baby, his child, that Malice is you know, was conjured from his mind in this world and all these things, and then to see the slapdash shit they put together at the very last second from the scraps of your idea, from the scraps of what you contributed to, what you worked on, and that's got to be so disheartening. And in his shoes, I wonder if he'd have just as rather had them not put out anything at all, rather than put this out, have it be so compromised, have it be such a pale imitation, such a shadow of that idea that he once had. And just like, if you don't put the game out, if you don't release this cobbled together, stitched together, shitty version of this idea, then maybe you wait another 10 years and you get to give it another shot with new technology if your studio's still alive, right? The fact that this came out in the way it did has forever tainted this idea, has forever compromised it, has forever poisoned it, means you cannot return to that well. So it's another reason to advocate for not putting the game out, I suppose, which is the point I keep hammering here.
Final boss in the intro demo reel. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's going to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's as much as I can say. Clearly, not a great game. Clearly a game that could have been, at one point in time, for one brief, beautiful moment in time, the vision of that PS1 game could have amounted to something that someone may have enjoyed and played and had fond memories of, but ultimately that's not what they went for. Ultimately they decided to go in a different direction. Much to the dismay of all involved, much to the dismay of the handful of players who decided to see what this game shaped up to be. It wasn't marketed on release. Mud Duck Productions did not have the budget to splash on running full page ads or cover stories for this game. So all you're left with are people who had known about the game's development, who saw a news story saying, hey, remember this game that got canceled? It actually came out. and in that morbid curiosity factor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hardly a way to release a game. That's hardly the legacy you want to leave. That's hardly the payoff that consumers deserved or the developers deserved. And I think it's a damn shame. At the same time, all that being said, is it a game you can complete? Sure. It's a game you can play from beginning to end. It has set pieces. It controls okay, not great. It's just an underwhelming experience that really does undersell, that really doesn't get across the vision. And that's unfortunate too, for folk who spent money on it, who were bamboozled by the hype cycle for it, and the ultimate payoff to that being this is a goddamn shame. So, just from every possible angle, this game is unfortunate, and we'd have been so much better off if it just hadn't come out at all, if that vision for it, if that idea that people formulated in their heads, between the developers, between the consumers, the press involved, if we just hadn't seen the fruition of it, if we just had been denied that conclusion to the story, if it had just been left on a beautiful little cliffhanger, a beautiful what if. Instead, we got the what is. And, yeah. That'll do it for Malice, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Folks, thanks for sticking with us through this playthrough of Malice, through the second and final episode, through the bonus levels. Man, what a shame.
Yeah.
That's really the resounding message at the end of this. The message that resonates and echoes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Definitely an interesting curio in retrospect, though. Like, having all that history in the context, you know, because right when the game would have come out, you wouldn't have had that, and now at least in retrospect, like it feeds into the story, and it's interesting from that aspect.
I'm glad we played it.
Mm-hmm. Also, just want to mention, because this was the first Patreon poll that I vetted and found games for, and I do want to thank everyone who subscribed, supports Patreon, and voted on it, because I found this game mentioned in a random video about obscure PS2 platformers and did not know the story behind it, or its issues. They weren't really mentioned in the video. So even if people voted not knowing what this was, I do think they picked probably the most interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely.
In
terms of the history behind it, in terms of the end result being so, you see how much of how the sausage is made.
Mm-hmm.
It is a phrase I've used to describe games like Raven's Cry, the initial version of that game, where you can literally see like code floating above your head and see like where the seams are in the world. And there's always something fascinating about a game like that. An Angel of Darkness. Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness, where you can see how that game was cobbled together from half-finished assets and so forth. And
Look forward to that remaster, by the way.
Yeah, that's a wild one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think this really was good to play through, though. It's a change of pace. It's not a game that we always get a chance to play here on the Bad Game Hall of Fame. This particular genre, we got the trade-off, so we all got to have a unique perspective and take on it. It had a fascinating history, and the end result is fascinating in its own way. Even if it is relatively charmless, it's at least like, you will learn about game design. If you are an aspiring game developer, you will learn lessons in how not to design from playing this game. You will learn lessons in stitching together assets and how not to do that either. So, yeah, I having this in the hat now, being able to pull out my knowledge of this and to say, like, yeah, I partially played through this game in my capacity as part of a trio.
You did beat this game, so...
I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with that. I'm going to claim that I beat this game. No one can deny otherwise.
Yeah.
I fought that boss for like 5 minutes, and I think I pretty much beat the game too. I was like, yeah, okay.
I would not deny you that claim. I would not deny you that due credits. Johnny, you beat the game too.
Yeah,
You're I did. The audience at home, you all beat the game. You can claim that you beat the game. You can live vicariously through us and not have to play this one for yourself, I think, unless you have an interest in, like, again, seeing how the world is stitched together and seeing for yourself just how you can take these disparate parts and plug them in, how you can assemble like a Mr. Potato Head, all these different organs and in these limbs and stick them into the holes in some haphazard order, and it still shapes up into something. That metaphor got away from me at a certain point. So maybe it's time we just wrap this up, isn't it? Maybe it's time we tell the folk at home, thank you for sticking with us. I think I was starting to say that, then I got sidetracked. Folks, if you like what you saw tonight, consider pledging on Patreon, subscribing on Twitch, becoming a member on YouTube. Any and all of the above will grant you access to the Patreon Saints channel on our Discord. This playthrough was voted for by our financial supporters in a poll posted to the Patreon Saints channel on our Discord server. And we will have a poll up not immediately. We have a game that's going to get played on Thursdays that the playthrough that's going to start this coming Thursday. I won't be here for it. Should we reveal what it is?
Oh, sure. I mean,
yeah.
Once we get into our upcoming stuff, let's go in order. I mean, we could do that now. This Saturday, we are continuing Cursed Kart Racers, which we now realize is our next long-form series.
Yeah, buy me more time on the misadventures in microcomputing front.
And there are a lot of Cursed Kart Racers. Following that, Tuesday, Cass is going to be out of town next week on vacation.
Tuesday and Thursday, yeah.
Yep. So I'll be taking hosting duties. On Tuesday, we're going back to Games from a Hat, the PlayStation 2 edition. Sid will be joining me for that one. And then Thursday, we'll be starting our next long play of Devil May Cry 2 with Johnny sitting shotgun on that one.
Yeah, your combat specialist.
And
then the next Saturday, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out for that, depending on whether I'm too jet-lagged on my return or not. But yeah, Devil May Cry 2. Look forward to it. And then once that concludes, we will begin a new patron poll for our financial supporters. If you cannot financially support the Bad Game Hall of Fame, we completely understand. Consider we have a playlist on YouTube called Suggested Viewing. Consider sharing that with folk that you know. It's 20 hand-picked episodes there that we think make for good onboarding onto the channel. Or maybe you enjoyed this Malice playthrough. Maybe you know someone who's a fan of 3D platformers. And if they ask, what's the worst one? Say that this is a contender for that title, for that dubious distinction. And, link them to this playlist, starting from episode 1, concluding in episode 2. A brief 6 hours. That's brief compared to some of the other series we have, some of the other games we've played here. So I think this one might make for a good onboard onto the Bad Game Hall of Fame, all said and done. Barring that, just thank you for showing up. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for chatting and all the things that you do to support this show. Let's see who we should raid. Who is streaming at current juncture? Trying to figure out what game that is. Lord BBH is doing some Game Boy gunning. It looks like they're playing the Game Boy version of Contra. I don't know, is it Super C on Contra on Game Boy, or what is the Contra on Game Boy, on original Game Boy?
Oh, can't remember off the top of my head.
Whatever it is, we're gonna send folk to go see it. We're gonna let y'all enjoy that. Let them know we sent you, so on and so forth. Operation C, thank you, Sotenga. Yeah, we'll get that underway in just a minute. But I have been Gwen Cassidy. I don't
know. I've been the slowest glide you've ever seen, Sharky.
And I've been Dog God, Johnny Backhead.
Thank you one last time for tuning in. Thank you for watching Malice. Thank you for supporting the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And bye!
Good night, everybody.
See ya.